out contracts for a $500 million downtown office building renovation. Work starts in fall. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
What kind of queso do you want?
It's not a gimmick. It's simply comprehensive, fee-only financial planning to get all your arrows pointed in the right direction. And although rate of return is important, there are many factors that are equally, if not more important. There's a strong belief among financial experts that tax planning is more important than rate of return. And at Financial Strategies, we strongly believe that is what sets us apart. As a result of our strategies, our clients have saved significantly on their taxes. They were prepared to pay the taxes and elated when we shared how they could avoid them. We want to grow your investment and protect it, and we've proven to be very good at doing just that. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial Strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. Would you like your employees to be better leaders, improved critical thinkers, and become more self-aware? LAK Group's coaching services can help. Their coaching has led to impressive, sustainable organizational change, and it's founded on the International Coaching Federation's core principles, aligning individual performance to the needs of your company. Find out how LAK Group's coaching can help you. Visit transformingcareers.com. LAK Group. Discover your human advantage.
Give future generations a connection to their past by securing cemetery property today. Now is always the best time to buy cemetery property because purchasing today is your best protection against rising prices and limited inventory. Whether you choose burial or cremation, we have options for every belief at any budget. Speak with us today about available financing and pricing options. We're Wisconsin Memorial Park, Inc. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
13235 West Capitol Drive, Brookfield, Wisconsin 53005. You got to get to Built Right today for affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses. Built Right.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it is 73 degrees. Excuse me, let me get that temperature right. It is 66 degrees. It will be up to around 73 degrees at some point this afternoon. Partly cloudy with a chance of pop-up thunderstorms late in the day. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts.
It's sunny. The sky is blue. We are ready to ride and rock.
That's Harley-Davidson executive Mark McClain expressing his enthusiasm for the kickoff of the 120th anniversary Harley-Davidson Homecoming, kicking off with thousands of riders making their way to the Milwaukee area for the weekend. McClain tells Wisconsin's Morning News the event's more than just a gathering of bikers.
Our key component is charity and to keep it local and really support the community that we love and live in and do whatever we can to give back to the community.
Harley events being held throughout southeast Wisconsin, including at the House of Harley on Layton Avenue, where they're hosting their own multi-day celebration. Veterans Park Friday evening, Green Day taking the stage with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Foo Fighters performing there on Saturday night. In addition to the thousands of Harley riders in the city, thousands flocking to Cathedral Square this evening for the start of the 40th Bastille Days. That festival featuring 5 stages of entertainment, 20 different restaurants, 80 marketplace vendors, and the return of the iconic Eiffel Tower after a year away due to construction work. The event beginning with the Storming the Bastille 5K run this evening. In Waukesha, now former school teacher planning to file a lawsuit against the city's school district after the board voting unanimously to terminate her on Wednesday.
Melissa Temple was until Wednesday's hearing a first-grade teacher at Higher Elementary School. Her firing coming after she spoke out about her class not being allowed to perform the Miley Cyrus song Rainbow Land. District officials saying she violated policy, Board Clerk Carrie Kozlowski.
There were non-arbitrary and non-capricious reasons for the administration's recommendation for the termination of Ms. Temple's employment.
Temple has indicated that she will sue the district, her attorney Summer Masheed after the hearing.
This is not a case about culture wars or rainbows. It's a case about constitutional rights.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
And as Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson prepares to sign a new 2% sales tax into law, opponents claim it will weaken the economy in the city as consumers may seek to purchase products elsewhere. MMAC President Tim Sheehy tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the tax has the potential to bring more business to Milwaukee through tourism.
The Harley visitors, people coming down here for Bastille Days, they're now going to be coming to a city that has the ability to make itself safe and invest in the services that make this a great place to live as well as visit.
The sales tax is on track to go into effect in early 2024. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. At the opening bell, the Dow in the green up 103 points to 34,451. The S&P 500 up 25 to 4,497. And the NASDAQ Composite up 132 to 14,051. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Sports traffic and weather coming up next. Signing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 904.
Hey, former radio wake-up guy Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. If that recent cold snap made you think that now is the time to replace those drafty old windows, then now is a good time to call Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating costs now, cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from Hometown. Hometown offers the brands you trust like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, Softlight, and more in wood, vinyl, and fiberglass. And all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Plus, Hometown is the area's only Pella Platinum and Marvin authorized replacement company. Hometown's dedicated consultants can guide you to the best fit and value for your home and your remodeling dollar. Stop in at their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference for yourself. Or call them for a no-pressure in-home consultation, 414-329-1200, or visit them at hometownwindows.com. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
If Hasselus Mattress is employee-free, then who are you?
I'm the all-knowing voice that oversees the inner workings of the Hasselus empire.
Really?
Nah, I'm just the manager.
But your stores don't have employees.
Right. Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
So you manage showrooms with nobody to manage.
That's why I've been named Manager of the Month for 97 consecutive months.
Congratulations.
No employees means lower prices. Our 34 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next day delivery too.
Nice.
Hey, I've got an idea. I'll give away free box springs with the purchase of a new Beautyrest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress now through Monday.
You can do that?
Sure.
Won't the boss get mad?
What boss?
Oh, right.
Get a free box spring with your new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beautyrest mattress now through Monday at Hasselus. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at hasselus.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The NFL season is just weeks away. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the New York Jets, led by former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, were selected to serve as this year's team on HBO's Hard Knocks. On the other hand, the Packers are all set to report to training camp beginning July 25th. The Stars were out in Los Angeles last night for the 31st ESPY Awards. One of those stars in attendance, Bucs guard Drew Holiday, as he and his wife, soccer star Lauren, were awarded the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award for their outstanding support of black-owned small businesses and nonprofits. And lastly, the Brewers will head out to Cincinnati to get ready for a pivotal 3-game set that will begin on Friday. As it stands right now, the Brewers trail the Reds by just 1 game in the National League Central. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Looking at your roads, it's your WTMJ Johnson and Sons paving time-saver traffic. Right now, the main slow spot, 43 southbound. Things starting to back up around Silver Spring as you head towards the Marquette. Particularly slow right as you get past the Capitol Drive area. So be mindful if you're heading into the city. It's a bit of a slowdown. It will take you right now an extra 7 minutes to get from Brown Deer into downtown Milwaukee. Another slow spot is looking to be 94 eastbound. A couple of extra minutes to get from the zoo towards the Marquette as well, with a couple of broken down vehicles gumming things up in that direction.
Traffic is sponsored by Weisgerber's Golden Mast Inn, your place on the lake. Visit goldenmastin.com.
Enjoy afternoon gondola rides on Okauchee Lake. Learn more at goldenmastin.com. This unique experience is available by appointment only through August 13th. goldenmastin.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy, could see a pop-up thunderstorm or two, a high of 75 degrees. Overnight, slight chance of showers, partly cloudy, a low of 66. We'll notice the humidity tomorrow, warm with a chance of showers and storms, and muggy and 85. Showers and storms possible again on Saturday, continued warm and humid, a high of 84 degrees. Sunday, a slight chance of storms, but otherwise mostly sunny, high of 84, and will cool down a bit for your Monday, mostly sunny, a high of 80 degrees. Right now in Madison, a little bit of fog and 63. Green Bay, clouds and 64. Waukesha is cloudy and 62. And in Milwaukee, partly cloudy and 64 degrees. I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 908.
Good morning, Wisconsin. It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Come give us your thoughts on the Old National Bank talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old. Now here's your hosts, Sandy Max and Steve Scafidi.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Yes, we are together. WTMJ Now. It's fun to hang out with Sandy Max in studio. Charlie producing as always. I want to reiterate, because this is going to be one of those topics, this opener, the show opener today, that we want your participation. This is big. Story in Waukesha. It's national. It's on NBC News. I saw it on CBS, CNN. It's all over the New York Times. It's basically referred to as Rainbow Land. The story is a teacher wanted to play some music. The school district said no. She went on social media and complained about it. There was a hearing last night. She was terminated. Let's hear what happened last night in Waukesha.
I move, based on the testimony and evidence heard today, there were non-arbitrary and non-capricious reasons for the administration's recommendation for the termination of Ms. Temple's employment.
That is from the hearing last night. The teacher in question, Melissa Temple, fired 9-0 at a district meeting last night. 4-hour meeting. Lots of conversation, Sandy. Mm-hmm. This is a nuanced, I said this last night in our pre-show offline conversation. This is a nuanced conversation because of this. When this story broke, I said, I don't really have a problem with the song. To me, this is a controversy about nothing. The song should have been played. But it's a big leap to say that this is it's somehow a harsh termination because of that, because that's not what the story's about. It's about an employee, an employer, what you can and can't do. This is my opinion. You can and can't do on social media. And criticizing your district, your employer, their policy openly online and social media is the reason I think this decision was 9-0.
Yes, I do think I agree, because there are a lot other discussions to be had about whether or not Rainbow Land is corrupting the youth or it's encouraging acceptance. That isn't this discussion. That is, I'm disgruntled at work and I decided to post about it. You got the right to do that, but what are the consequences if you know what the policy is?
You nailed it. Consequences. You can do whatever you want, and we see people do that all the time. Mm-hmm. Let's hear what the principal had to say last night.
I thought that the artist of the song could be considered controversial. If students are, Googling or researching one of the artists, some inappropriate images or videos could appear. I just felt that there's better options for a first grade concert.
That's the principal in Waukesha last night of the school. I'd love to hear what you have to say. 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. I did a lot of reading last night about First Amendment rights and how that works with social media. Because, a lot of this stuff we're making it up as we go, Sandy. It's like...
Yeah, social media, has now become the norm within the past, arguably, since 2010. So the last 10 or 15 years.
And we have conversations about people defending the right to be anonymous on social media. And I've had those conversations on the show many times before. I get why some people prefer that. And I always remind people that it's up to the platform itself to decide if they're going to allow that. And in most cases, they have. There's also a group of people in this country that feel protected by that. It allows them to shield some of their behavior, their conduct, their words from their employers. I've had people actually call the show and say, I don't put my name on it because I want to be anonymous. I want to have that freedom, another word that's tossed around a lot, to be able to say whatever I want. So I understand that side.
Without the penalty of your boss knowing.
Right.
That is usually what that is.
And again, I'm not an attorney, but having read the First Amendment, a lot of the conversation wrapped around this story, which was everywhere last night, all the major networks, broadcast networks, cable networks, they're all talking about it, and they'll be talking about it today. The Rainbow
Entertainment
Man
Weekly
story
is written up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is one of those stories that's going to be getting a lot of talk and temperature on a lot of call-in shows today and probably beyond. 855-616-1620. It's the Old National Bank talk and text line. Couple questions for you. Do you think it was fair that the teacher was fired? And two, where do you fall on the employer-employee relationship? I've been very clear on this since the moment the story broke. The controversy was self-manufactured, self-created. The song is, I think, innocent. To have this kind of controversy and this fallout from that, I don't think anybody would have anticipated that or should have or even understood that wasn't something you wanted to argue about. Let the teacher do what she wants to do. To me, it was innocent. This, though, is a completely different conversation, in my opinion. Employers have rights. Employees have rights. But in this case, an employer can say to an employee, we don't want you criticizing us. That's perfectly legal. And most attorneys and legal experts will say, yes, there are limits to what you can say. And that's how I came down on this. I want to hear what you have to say about it. 855-616-1620. Calls or texts are welcome. If you feel like, you can also email me at steve.scafidi@wtmj.com for a longer form response. What do you think? It's our show poll today. You can find it on Twitter at 620WTMJ or at WTMJSteve. And I gave you a couple choices on it today. Do you agree with the decision? We're talking about it. A couple choices I gave you. No First Amendment rights. 48% of you say she had First Amendment rights. They violated them. Yes, answer number two, yes, district has rights. 30%. Much ado about nothing. 16%. That's an interesting response. And a lot of comments, already 200 votes. Good job, you. If you're not on the twits, as I say, probably a good life choice, but also you can vote on the Old National Bank talk and text line. Tell us what you think. 855-616-1620. We'll take a quick break here. Sandy Max, Steve, WTMJ Now.
Sandy and Steve will be back after this. The WTMJ Classic is here, July 24th at Lac La Belle, benefiting Best Buddies Wisconsin. You can help by bidding on the awesome items up for grabs. Check them out at WTMJ.com or text BID to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Thank you to all of our great partners. The Club at Lac La Belle, Three Tree Marketing, Sid Means Sid Dog Training, Johnson & Sons Paving, and Fifth Third Bank.
TMJ listener trip. It is in July 2024. We call it the German Grandeur, and it's everything in that name and more. We'll spend 2 nights in Munich, one of the world's great beer brewing capitals, then on to Nuremberg, where we're going to sail one of the Avalon Waterway's sweet ships, the Avalon Passion, sailing the beautiful rivers in that part of the world, the ports, Bamberg, Strasbourg, many other places. We'll visit Frankfurt, sail through the picturesque Rhine Gorge, explore Germany's beautiful Black Forest, and conclude our adventure in Basel, Switzerland. Highlights include castle visiting. How about seeing the astronomical clock in Strasbourg? Local wineries, all the beer. We're going to have a beer expert on the trip. Do not wait. This trip will sell out just like my last one did, and one we're going to take in September to Tuscany. Sumptuous cuisine, exquisite accommodations, exemplary service, included excursions, so much more. Join my wife, Kathy, and I. We would love to have you join us. To get more information, make a reservation. Visit foxworldtravel.com. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out. It will sell out. Call today.
You wanted lower prices? Fleet Farm's got them. Like KT Nut and Fruit Blend, now only $32.99 for a 20-pound bag. Or how about $3.49 a quart for Resolute Conventional or Synthetic Blend Motor Oil? Also, Resolute Classic Green Antifreeze is now just $10.99 a gallon. And control summer weeds with Gordon's Amine 240 Weed Killer. 2.5 gallons, now only $69.99. Look for new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life with price drops at Fleet Farm.
It's the 10th sales event all month long at the Lynch family of dealerships. Over 800 vehicles to choose from, including up to $7,500 off select new vehicles or 0.9% financing. And you'll get top dollar toward your trade, even if you have to push, pull, or drag it in during the Lynch 10th sale event. Visit shoplynch.com today.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
As low as 0.9% APR for 66 months to qualified buyers. Must take delivery by July 31st. See dealer for all the details.
WTMJ Now.
A Waukesha teacher fired over not a decision, but a tweet. Her name is Melissa Temple, fired last night. Unanimous decision 9-0 at the district's meeting. 4-hour meeting held at the teacher's request. Lots of conversation. We'll have a little more audio from that meeting last night. Some interesting commentary. The attorney for the teacher said this is not a case about culture wars or rainbows. It's a case about constitutional rights. And I do not agree, and I'm not an attorney. But everything I've read suggests to me, Sandy, that this is a case about employers' rights, what they can and can't do. And I think the 9-0 speaks to this. I think this is a clear-cut decision. I'm not talking about the decision about the song, because I think that was silly and dumb and manufactured controversy.
And it was a decision that was made. Part of this teacher's frustration is that she was just told, as I understand, flat out, no, you're not performing that song.
Make a better choice, to paraphrase them. Yes.
And that she wasn't told specifically why. For example, if it was a lyric, because I grew up in Kentucky, we sang My Old Kentucky Home at the Derby. Mm-hmm. There are some uncomfortable lyrics that have been adjusted and changed to be more sensitive to modern times. So could you have sung the song and made it more palatable for everyone? There were no options. It was just, so thus she's frustrated. And that's why she chose to go on social media to express herself.
Yeah, and this is what she actually said. This is the tweet that got her in trouble on her Twitter account. This is a quote. My first graders were so excited to sing Rainbow Land for our spring concert, but it has been vetoed by our administration. When will it end? ? Now, I've read a lot of tweets in my life, Sandy. That's not really the most hard-hitting, threatening, challenging tweet I've ever read, but it does challenge her employer. And they're pretty strict in most districts about doing that. And whether this was Rainbow Land or some other controversy, if you go after your employer, schools, manufacturers, media,
restaurants,
chances are they're not going to feel that great about it. And I think employers have rights. We got a lot of calls, lots of texts. I want to give you the opportunity to weigh in. Paul is first up from the North Shore. Hey, Paul, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Social media has become the crux of a lot of the student issues, bullying, fights, and these administrators and these school districts don't seem to have a handle on this. And so now when they do have a handle on it, which is your employee, and they voice their opinion, they come down on them and fire them. So I think it was an easy way out for them. And, you can't fire students. So, path of least resistance, let's fire the teacher for speaking out on something. That tweet was pretty innocuous, in my opinion.
Yeah, thanks for the comments. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Yeah, it was in Twitter terms pretty innocuous.
No name calling.
No. I think the when will it end suggests that there's more to the tweets. I mean, obviously, she's making a sort of a blanket statement about the policies of the district, and I think they do have rights. That's the thing that people just don't get. Employers have rights too. Let me throw this at you, Sandy, and tell me if you agree or disagree. We've become very accustomed on social media to saying whatever the heck we want to. Nobody can filter us. When in fact, the rules are pretty clear. The amendments to the Constitution are pretty clear. Employers, they can tell you what you can and can't say, especially when you're directly implementing or impacting them. They have rights, they have power. And I think in this case, that's why we see a 9-0 decision here.
I guess the rights is what makes my scalp tingle a little bit. It's you're entering an agreement when you're working for someone. So that I'm more comfortable with that language. But we all, and whether it's a tenant and landlord, it's an agreement that you're getting into. And I'm wondering, is there a more effective channel that this teacher could have used to express? I get her frustration. She wants to be creative and teach her children in an engaging way and have this concert. And we've all been frustrated at work. Does it end well when you either gossip out loud and don't use the effective channels?
Yeah.
Is this a level of whistleblower? Like, could she have gone to someone other than whoever reprimanded and said, you can't play the song? Could she have gone above that person and gotten better results?
I think there was an opportunity, again, for a broader conversation about some of these things. And again, I think this is a manufactured controversy because I didn't see any problem with the lyrics at all. And this is more tied to Miley Cyrus's impact because some of the things she does, I think, cross the line or push the envelope when it comes to what you can and can't say or how you act. And I get all that. And we're talking about education here. And if anybody's listened to the show for the last 6.5 years, I'm pretty clear. Education needs for lack of a better term, an F for understanding what your role is. Your main role is to teach kids. It's not to socialize them for the most part. It's not to do all these other things. Your main job is to teach kids, and I think we've gotten away from that. Ray joins us on the phone from Illinois. Hi, Ray. Thanks for listening. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. I'm glad you so far so good on the new format. It's great.
Appreciate that.
Listen to it. Hey, unfortunately, I have to agree with the employer here. I mean, yes, it was manufactured and everything, and no, it is not a stance on LGBTQ individuals, as some might want to say it is. I work for a major airline. If I were to go out on social media and say that my employer stinks for this or that reason, I'm probably going to hear about that. And I should. The First Amendment applies to government. Even Jeff Wagner has said that.
Yes.
So to make this a First Amendment case is totally wrong. And I think, as unfortunate as it is, she were the right for the 9-0 decision. My question is, where's the teachers union here? And the fact that they didn't really speak up on this says a lot, too. She probably did cross the line. Yeah,
thanks for the call, Ray. I appreciate the long-distance listen as well. I think that's a great question. We're going to take a break. I would expect the teachers union, her representation, and she certainly has an attorney already, that will be sort of the next part of this. And at some point, there will be lawsuits. There will be, appeals, depending on how it goes, district or the teacher. That's all going to happen. We love to sue in this country, and we love to argue about things. We're a country of complainers. That is certainly part of this. What do you think? 855-616-1620. The Old National Bank talk and text line. Sandy and Steve right here. WTMJ Now and WTMJ.
More of WTMJ Now after this. Stay in touch. You can reach us on the Old National Bank talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Eric Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Eric can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix-It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
Wealth-changing question. Is your investment portfolio really customized? Some advisors say they customize them, but all they really do is ask you a few questions, then put all your money in a model portfolio. Here at Creative Planning, each of our private wealth management clients' portfolios is unique. Your investment mix will be based on your custom financial plan. If that's not how your money's managed, you're not getting the customization you deserve. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics are in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and there have been thousands of patients that have received our pain relief treatment with zero out-of-pocket expense. Our FDA-approved treatments we'll use to remedy your pain are precisely guided to its root, to provide inflammation and cushioning relief to alleviate pain. What ends up happening is you begin on a pain maintenance plan, and how committed you want to be to alleviating your pain is up to you. But at the least, you can see us semi-annually to annually to, in many cases, significantly reduce pain in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
WTMJ Now.
Steve and Sandy on this Thursday edition. In Waukesha last night's teacher, Melissa Temple, fired, essentially, terminated. I guess that's the official term they use now, not fired. 9-0. School board says, no, we're not tolerating employees of this district challenging district decisions and or policy on social media. Pretty clear cut, which is why I think it was 9-0.
And this is making national news.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Waukesha is in the news now because of this decision that she violated the school policy by publicly complaining. And there are consequences. We all can spout our mouth off. She certainly had the right to post that, but in her employment agreement, I'm guessing social media was probably covered in that.
Yes.
And thus this decision.
If you're an employer that doesn't have that in your policy, you might want to start writing that up because this is way past the time you should have had that in there. But the thing for me is, and I'll go back, take the school district out of it. Think of your business or your industry. If you are an active employee and you're criticizing your employer, do you think that's a expression of the First Amendment or your freedoms? No, you're challenging somebody that pays your bills, that gives you a check for your hard work, hopefully. I'm not saying anything about this teacher because I don't know her. She may be a fantastic teacher. And I credit her for thinking outside the box when it comes to music. And again, this, to me, manufactured controversy. I don't think this should have been the story that it became. But now it's that story. And now I think we have to focus, Sandy, on the actual specifics. And to me, this is a no-brainer.
And some of the opinions we're getting on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620 from 262. Steve and Sandy, as a former school board member with 9 years of experience, I agree with the school board's decision as long as it was based on a violation of an established policy. Policies need to be enforced, otherwise they lose meaning. From 608, as someone who is center left, 100% agree with your opening statement this morning, Steve. I think there needs to be accountability on both sides. Like you said, this was 100% a manufactured controversy. This should have been handled better by both sides. PJ in Greenfield texted in, is this free speech or cancel culture in that if I don't like your politics, I now have the right to get rid of or silence my opposition? If I could be fired for this, voicing an opinion on my free time, remember, this was not done on company time, nor was anyone slandered. I believe she will retire on the settlement after this case goes to our state Supreme Court.
Here's the thing about me, and that may be true. It could go all the way to the Supreme Court, and she may win the case. I don't know, and we'll see what the courts and the justices do on all levels. But here, I don't change my opinion based on a court decision. I know what I know, and I think what I think. And on this one, I think the school district has a policy. She violated the policy. And maybe we need to return to, this is kind of like the back to the basics in school conversation. If there's a restriction in place, a clearly understood policy, whatever it is, whatever industry you're talking about, follow the rules. And if we're getting to a place where everybody just does whatever they want, whenever they want, to me, that's literally the definition of chaos. And I'm not looking for that in my life or in my country. I'm not looking for organized chaos, unorganized chaos. I'm not looking for that. 855-616-1620 is the Old National Bank talk and text. And some people are weighing in on Twitter as well. Go ahead.
I would also say on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620, communication. Again, Melissa Temple felt frustrated that she wasn't explained more thoroughly why Rainbow Land was not allowed in her concert. So Tom from Bayview texted in, I understand why she was fired. I do not agree. Hypothetically speaking, what happens when your employer doesn't allow for your voice to be heard or allow you to have a forum to voice your opinion or discontent with a policy or decision? How many times have we heard administrators making decisions without letting the public or parents know? When I was in school, graduated high school 2008, letters were sent home very often to communicate so many things. Now that's non-existent. Parents are so quick to tell teachers what they can't do. Last time I checked, teachers had the teaching degree.
I'm not necessarily in agreement with what the texter has said because I follow school boards. I watch. I'm one of those weird people that watches online meetings from school boards across the state, especially when there's hot button issues like this. There's public comments. Many times in my own school district, which is Oak Creek Franklin School District, teachers attend the meeting. They're often there's more teachers than any other group represented, and they have every right to speak. So I'm not sure where the shutting down or blowing up the other side of the equation is here, but I don't think that's an accurate depiction. Jim says this, it was handled poorly on both sides. Teacher could have opened a dialogue and the school district could have had a more open mind. Both sides overreacted, and this is the only logical conclusion because of the temperature in the room. I think it's the only logical conclusion because that's basically what the policy states. I don't know they had a lot of free will on this. And you know this because you were working on Wisconsin Afternoon News. Being a school board member right now, not an easy thing.
No, it hasn't been for the past 3 years in particular.
Yeah, so I mean that job, which is often very underpaid, in some cases volunteer still, which is kind of amazing to me. All the grief, here's no pay for all that grief. They have to face a lot of angry people, tough decisions, and oh, by the way, budgets are tight. So put yourself in that scenario. However you feel on this, I don't begrudge the school board for making the decision. They made a tough decision. The other part I like about it, it wasn't middle of the road. It was unanimous. All 9 members, who I'm sure, even in Waukesha, which is red, that's no surprise there, probably represents their population pretty well and probably has some different opinions about a lot of things. I think that's the messaging that I like about it. They came together, they thoughtfully considered it, and they ruled on a termination based on their own policy, which was put in place. I think that's exactly how it should work.
And my lesson is surround yourself with people you can communicate with or find the right path to make progress and create change, because pouring out your feelings and emotions on social media, no matter how well worded, is not the best way to affect change. It's a great way to express yourself, but it is public and it is not necessarily effective.
Great words
Think
of advice.
twice.
Yes, think twice, then post. I to this day, because I post a lot, I always review what I post. Here's the interesting little factoid about me. I've deleted more things than I've actually posted. I write them,
and then use that backspace.
Yep, stream of consciousness, angry, nope, pull it back. I got it out of my system. Here's what I will post that makes more sense and is more representative of who I think I am. That's how I do it. We've got to take a quick break here. Sandy and Steve and WTMJ Now.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. And I've found that birds of a feather really do flock together. And a great example of this is what we've built here at Semper Fi, which has attracted the type of people who not only feel proud of what they do, but also take a lot of pride in how difficult their work can be. From those answering the phone to those coordinating our crews to our exceptional tradesmen and project managers, I can say without hesitation that our team is very good. But they're humble too, and because of that, they don't expect praise. But nonetheless, I'm going to give them the salute they deserve. They're helping us build this company into something really special, and we want to earn your business to show you that it's true. Because when you work with great people, you deliver great results. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, call Semper Fi, because you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
WTMJ Now.
Steve and Sandy spending Thursday with you. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. WTMJ Now is the new show. Looking forward to establishing new relationships, just like we are kind of figuring things out as we go. It's always fun. I mean, I've had partners before. It was Caffitti and Bilstead before it was ever my show. And how about that? Me and Bilstead still get along. Yeah.
I say Eric Bilstead has big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Strong newsman.
We're gonna pivot in a second here.
We're pivoting.
Yes, hard pivot.
Uh-oh. That's like a dance move.
Yeah.
But, the real benchmark of summer is coming. The WTMJ Classic is back. Want to let you know that even though the golf outing is closed to the public, you can still get in and have a chance to win a foursome to play in the WTMJ Classic with Wisconsin's Afternoon News every day this week. On Wisconsin's Afternoon News, they're going to pick a qualifier, and Friday they'll choose the winner. So thanks a bunch to all of our great partners for the WTMJ Classic, the Club at Lac La Belle, Three Tree Marketing, Sit Mean Sit Dog Training, Johnson & Sons Paving, Fifth Third Bank, Evans Transportation, Dave Dragkamp Heating and Cooling, Griffin Automotive Group, Gruber Law Offices, Welke's, Milwaukee's Florist, Lazy Pour, and CBRE Wisconsin. So hang out with the guys starting at 3 o'clock on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for your chance to win that foursome.
And you can come and see us because we're going to be broadcasting live from Lac La Belle.
That'll be July 24th.
Yeah, I'm taking the red eye back from Vegas, so I will be weary.
That's how important it is to you.
Hopefully flush with cash coming out of my pockets, front and back.
You're going to Las Vegas. You're going to see the MGM Sphere.
We are going to see that, yes.
Oh.
Is it the MGM Sphere?
Isn't it? Excuse me, MSG Sphere.
Yes. Yeah. It looks amazing. It's a massive structure that can resemble a basketball or the globe or the moon.
A human eye.
Yeah.
It's where U2 is going to be the first band to play there in October, and my college pal Meredith is going to go with her sister and check it out.
And then this may surprise you or not surprise you.
Uh-oh.
That's one of the few big bands I've never seen.
They're worth seeing.
I agree, but I've never seen them. And there's not many. I've seen, well, not the Beatles, but I've seen two of the members of the Beatles. I've seen, everybody else that I can think of, except U2. For some reason, I never fit that into my...
You should.
I will.
I highly recommend it.
All right. So one of the callers, we couldn't keep him on because we're going to shift gears here, but he wanted to make a point, and Sandy made it brilliantly as well. This is not the... well, you can restate what you said. I mean, to me, this is not the way that we should be handling these things on social media. I just don't think that's the way these problems should be solved.
In reference to the Rainbow Land controversy that's making
the wrong
national
place
news.
for this stuff.
When one is disgruntled about work or a loved one or anything, it's not the best place to express that opinion if you think that's going to create change. The best place to express that opinion is to the person or organization directly.
Direct communication.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard for people?
But
you know why it is?
Because
people suck at communicating.
Well, and emotions get the best of us. And again, no matter how well written it is, and the phrase cancel culture was used by one of our texters, and that is certainly something sensitive. And social media, it can bring us together, but it certainly can also damage a career.
All right, so I want to ask you a question. This is completely unrelated to what we just talked about, and I threw this at you.
Pivot?
Yes, this is my hard pivot. I threw this at you the other day, and so basically the story is that the U.S. Postal Service is going to increase the cost of first-class mail stamps 3 cents from 63 to 66 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem like a lot.
It's been done. It happened last week. It happened last weekend.
But what's 3 cents? Well, since 4 years ago, it's gone up 32%, which is a pretty big chunk. Here's my I don't even know if this is a smart take. It's just my hot take on it.
It's how you feel.
I never buy stamps. I don't mail anything. Ever.
You don't have just a sheet of stamps?
No.
Tucked in the back of your checkbook?
No. In the rare time that I'd ask my wife to borrow one of her stamps, and which is probably once or twice a year, I don't buy stamps. I don't mail anything.
Nothing.
In this era, I get greeting cards. That's still a thing for people. I would much rather just go see the person. Let's go to dinner. I'll buy that's me. That's my greeting card. I'm surprised that we are still talking about these kinds of stories. Here's what I would do. Raise it to $1, and let's not talk about it for 10 years. If you want to mail stuff, here's the cost. It's $1.
Nice round amount?
Yeah, stop yakking about it all the time. That's my hot take. What do you think?
I don't know why it makes you so mad. I find it fascinating that you can't take someone, a family member or a friend who lives in another city or state easily to dinner or a beer.
Then I call them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind.
And one of my...
It's nice to open mail that isn't a bill or isn't some mass mailing. It's still nice to send a greeting card. But there are some checks that I send... I don't send a lot.
I don't even have a checking account. Well, I have a checking account. I don't ever write checks anymore, ever.
That's one of the reasons I said you don't have stamps tucked in the back of your checkbook. I thought you were going to hop on me for a checkbook
I don't
as
have
well.
checks. There's nothing I can't do despite not having a checking account.
Well, welcome to the 21st century.
All right, here's my
I get
question.
it.
We got to take a break again. But these breaks just come fast.
It would be interesting. Yeah, your $1 round amount and then not raise it for another 5 years is an interesting concept,
right? So let's stop
that
yakking
is huge
about
inflation.
this. Stampflation is out of control. I say, first of all, do you still mail stuff? Because I don't. I never mail anything. And I find other ways. And one of my soft bucket items list is I always find ways to connect with people I haven't talked to in a while, because that's a real bucket list thing you should do. Go find an old. I just connected with my high school buddies in 3rd Street Market Hall a couple months ago, hanging out here like we did in high school. That's the way you do it, not by sending a card in the mail for now what will be, 66 cents.
66
what do you think? 855-616-1620. I say raise it to $1. And who in the world is still mailing things? That's the conversation. Join us after this.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had snoring issues, tossing and turning, constantly waking up. That should not be your reality. I decided to do something about it. I went to Advent. Great facilities, unbelievable docs, quick 30-minute visit. They told me what the problem was. Sinuses, nasal passages, breathing problems. And you know what? We did a simple sleep study at home in my own bed. I don't deal with that anymore. We did a short procedure in office. Well, they did. I just sat there. They did a short procedure. I'm back to breathing well, sleeping better than ever. Whole nights of sleep. Last night, 7.5 hours uninterrupted. That can be you. If you struggle like I did, why put up with it? Go see what Advent can do for you. To find out breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better, a whole lot better. Trust me. Go to adventknows.com, schedule an appointment today. Find out for yourself. Everybody's different, but they will find a solution for you because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Back and neck pain can interfere with your daily activities and reduce your quality of life. Depending on the condition causing your pain, there are effective options that might not require surgery. Here to tell us more is Dr. Saman Shabani, a neurosurgeon with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. First of all, doctor, thanks for being with us. What are the types of back and neck issues that your team treats?
Our team provides from the most common to the most complex back and neck issues, including spinal stenosis, disc herniation, arm or leg pain related to the foraminal stenosis, spinal deformities of neck and back pain such as scoliosis, spinal cord tumors, spinal column tumors, spinal trauma, and as well as spinal infections.
Doctor, is there a difference as to where a person receives care for back and neck pain?
Well, as an academic health network within the Froedtert and Medical College of Wisconsin, our spine team utilizes a team-based approach with different specialties working together to find the right course of treatment for the patient. And that includes working with the orthopedic teams, neurosurgery team, physical medicine and rehabilitation and behavioral health, chiropractic team, and in order to help to alleviate the pain. We always start with the least invasive approach, and then that includes epidural spinal injection, minimal invasive techniques, and then if it's needed, we can proceed with a bigger surgery to alleviate the pain.
Doctor, how about second opinions? Sometimes is it a good idea to get a second opinion, and do you offer those?
Absolutely. I always tell the patient the second opinion is very insightful because there's a lot of different opinions regarding spinal treatments, and just getting the second opinion provides the relief that you're being taken care of and you are in a good hands. And yes, our team absolutely provides the second opinion.
Doctor, this has been a fascinating conversation. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com/spinecare.
It's WTMJ Now.
Stephen Sandy Max. WTMG Now is the name of the show, the fancy name of the show. We just call it Real Life. Right?
Well, it's WTMJ Now because it's news, opinions,
yes,
Wisconsin.
That's the formal
and
stuff.
all that, but it is why it matters.
We started with
all
the Rainbow Land
topics,
story.
Yes,
hot topic. We could be spending the whole show talking about that because there's so many people who want to weigh in. But we shifted gears, and now I went into this topic we were talking about: stampflation. U.S. Postal Service raising the price of a first-class stamp. 63 to 66. I say raise it to $1. Who mails anything anymore? Not fully knowing Sandy Max,
yes,
that people will disagree with me. I knew that going in. I like to be modern. My daughters hate
You
when
are.
Yeah, I love when my daughters, I say I'm hip, and they say, oh, no one says that anymore. Stop saying that. That illustrates you're not hip.
So modern is a better phrase.
Yes.
But it is funny when you and I were first getting to know each other. I'm a tangible person. I like a legal pad and a pen.
You're like writing stuff down.
Yeah, I am not fully electronic, and you are. Mm-hmm. You walk in with a phone and a laptop, and it's like, oh, I've got my legal pads and pens.
Yeah, and you print stuff.
I do. Me and John Mercure, we used to print out things together at the printer for the Wisconsin's afternoon news preparations.
And I'm not a tree hugger by any stretch of the imagination, but that's a waste of trees.
No, it isn't. It's recycling. My good. But in any case, I find it funny that you are the more technologically savvy of the two of us. I think people would have thought you would be the man with stamps and a checkbook.
I think you just called me a Neanderthal. I'm not sure. But...
No, technologically savvy.
Yeah, but you thought. No, you thought.
That
you see what I'm saying?
A slow adapter.
Yes. All right.
So
we got calls.
Okay.
Mike joins us from Illinois. Mike, when was the last time you bought a stamp, dude?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm good.
And Steve is a Renaissance man. Just remember that.
Yes.
I've said that all over.
Well said, Mike. Mike gets callers. No, he doesn't get callers. It's too early. It's only 9:49. But I appreciate the sentiment, my friend.
So, Mike, are you buying stamps?
No problem. No. So I guess I'm like Steve in the sense that if I really need a stamp, which is twice a year at the most, I ask my mom because I don't have stamps.
Right? Yeah, women will tell you they always have stamps.
Yeah, my mom, because my mom, she's, I understand too what Sandy's saying about the greeting cards because I just had my birthday in June and I have some aunts that still send me a birthday card and it's nice, but I don't roll that way. But it is nice to receive them. It's only like something official that I got to send. There's some places that will not accept a fax, will not accept a scan. They want a letter, hard copy, and that's fine. But I remember when stamps were 20 cents. That's my longest recollection, and I've watched them go up. And one of the few times, Steve, I disagree. I would not like to see it go up to $1. I prefer the small increments, so we can see where it's going. Because I've heard stories about mismanagement at the post office.
Oh, we've all heard those stories. Yes, thanks for the call, Mike. Didn't mean to cut you off. But here's the thing. Do I want to see people pay $1 for the stamp? No. But one of the ways you have to force change is to make people realize it's not efficient. And one of the ways you do that is by charging $1 for to mail a letter. That's it. You're forcing them to adapt to the technology. That hard push is sometimes necessary. It's like when you're taking swimming lessons, Sandy Max, and you don't want to jump in the water. Whatever, it could be 2 feet, and you're a 4-footer, 5 foot tall. Sometimes that little soft push.
I don't understand. Are you trying to put the postal system out of business?
They're not going to go out of business. They can never go out of business. That's the reality. Everybody always says, no, they're not going anywhere. There's so many places. See, I'm a realist, too. There's so many places in this country that are served by the USPS that are served by nothing else. They have to be there. They're not going anywhere. They can be more efficient, certainly. And one of the things that happened recently, a lot of people point to they always had to pre-fund their pension systems way out in the future. Well, Congress changed that now. They don't have to do that. That was causing a lot of their debts. They've eliminated some of that. So now they can be more efficient. I'm just saying, let's get with the program. Now, I fully understand and expect, as you can see by the text line.
Yes, they keep flooding in.
They don't like my idea, Sandy. They don't like my idea at all.
920 thinks you're ungrateful. 920 texted on the Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620. It's more, the text says from 920, it's more like, how cool is that? For 66 cents, you can send to absolutely anyone. What a bargain. It's kind of amazing. You can mail to anywhere in the U.S. for less than $1. It's incredible.
How about $1? Imagine that. You could go anywhere in the world for $1. Probably not. You need an airmail stamp, right? Is that how that works now?
Well, then that gets more expensive for sure.
Or how about this? I type something up, I hit enter, send, and it goes there for little or nothing. Anywhere in the world, instantaneously.
How about this? 414 texted in my city, Wauwatosa adds over $100 to your property taxes if you use a credit card. No charge for a check.
Really?
So that's a good use of 66 cents.
That's an interesting text. We got some more callers. We'll take a break. Steve and Sandy, right here. You know where we're at, right?
This is WTMJ's Jeff Wagner, and I'm here to tell you it's back. That's right, Cream Puff-A-Palooza is on. August 2nd is when you'll be able to snag your free 6-pack of Cream Puffs. Now something different this year. For a chance to register early for free Cream Puffs, register to be a WTMJ Insider. Here's what you do. Head to WTMJ.com, click on the WTMJ Insiders banner, and sign up. All we need is your name and email. It's Cream Puff-A-Palooza presented by The Yard. It's back, and it's only here on WTMJ.
Roofing and exterior work are really tough jobs, and at Semper Fi, we're proud of our people. And when you work with great people, you deliver great results.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
This holiday season,
Merry Christmas!
Chevy Chase returns to Milwaukee's Riverside Theater for a screening of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and a live audience Q&A December 28th.
Can I refill your eggnog for you?
Tickets on sale Friday, July 14th at 10 a.m. at papstheatergroup.com.
Hey, start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Fox and Hounds was recently voted the best supper club in the area. The best. It opened in 1933, and it's been serving world-class dinners for about 90 years in their beautiful rustic timber building. Order your favorite steak, like the tenderloin Oscar. Order salmon, pasta, big fresh salad, even the surf and turf, and your second dinner is always free. Desserts and ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. I sometimes get a dessert and an ice cream drink. Add a Manhattan, an old-fashioned, or choose from over 100 wines, plus a great selection of beers to accent your dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the historic Holy Hill Shrine. The summer drive is spectacular. You got to check it out. Weekends might be too busy, so enjoy a free, quiet dinner tonight. And that Friday cod fish fry, all you can eat, $15.99. I love that fish fry. And an amazing beer garden. Reserve your table, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. WTMJ Now.
Sandy, all the stamp lickers hate me now. They all hate me now.
By the way, they're all self-stick now. They're all adhesive.
Are they? No more licking of the stamps?
No, you have to lick the envelope, I think. But
it
no
shows
stamps.
you.
There you go. It's been a while.
I'm not just saying it. I don't.
You really have.
I have not
been using stamps.
Seriously, you can't buy a stamp that you have to lick. Is that true?
I don't think you can.
I know that male men and male women listen to this show. Somebody texts me 855-616-1620. There has to be lickable stamps still. That has to be an option.
Why?
Because in this weird world we live in, there are literally people that crave that experience and demand it when they go to the U.S. Postal Service office.
Sounds almost like an insult. You stamp licker.
It does. Mary joins us from Kenosha. Mary, why am I wrong? Mary?
Because I'm here.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I have 6 grandkids. 3 of them live out of town in Pennsylvania, and that's my way of staying in touch with them is to mail them cookies every month.
That's nice.
Ooh.
See, I knew that everyone wasn't going to agree with Mary. I love the fact that you called and keep doing that because it is a nice personal touch. I don't dislike what Mary's doing. I'm just not going to do that.
Well, another person, a texter on the Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620 from 414. She says, my grandson is in basic training. And the only communication is with a stamp.
I'm okay with that, too. See, I'm not an absolutist. I use common sense and logic. I think as long as we're going to continue to have these debates about stamp cost price increases, let's just fix it once and for all, at least for 10 years. It's $1. You want to do it, it's $1. It's kind of like I was at a restaurant the other day, and they add a user fee if you use a credit card. In other words, 8 of us, and we weren't going to assemble all that cash, so we just split the bill with credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't argue about that. It's just the cost of doing business. So that's a understanding that that's the new reality. They used to just incur those costs. Now many places pass them on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just want the Postal Service to have a nice surplus so they don't have to raise the cost 3 cents every month.
Yes. We got Mary Jo from Pewaukee. Hi, Mary Jo.
Hello. Well, I understand your frustration totally. I mean, I have about a dozen stamps, and those will last me for a long time. And I understand your frustration, just raise it. But I was a government employee, and here's why this isn't going to work for you. That the post office is a governmental unit, and even a user fee is technically a stamp. What does government do when it gets more money? It spends it. Or say your boss gave you a raise, a big raise one year. Does that mean he can say no more raises for 5 years? That's not the way things work. So it would get spent. It would not achieve the desired result. The other part of this is that the main users of business are not those who send greeting cards or the main users of stamps. They are businesses. They're what pay the most postage. So the cost is going to go up for businesses. So I understand the frustration totally, but it's not going to work.
Brilliant call, Mary Jo, because you laid it out clearly, your side of the argument, and I respect that. As a government employee, you know all about these things. So brilliant points.
Thank you, Mary Jo.
Thank you, Mary Jo, calling from Pewaukee. I love that city, by the way.
I thought of one other thing that I use stamps for,
yes.
and it is thanks to our texter from 414 on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. They texted in, I use a stamp to mail in my non-winning lottery tickets for a chance to win $1,000.
Yeah.
That is one of the other
Second
things
chance.
because with Powerball up to this much, I'm going to have some leftover tickets.
Now, for those of you who are saying, well, Steve's basically advocating for no mailing. I didn't say that. I said raise the cost to $1. Let's stop having this annual debate about it. That doesn't suggest to me that I'm saying you shouldn't mail things. I just say I don't mail things. And if you're going to mail things, let's fix this problem for a while. Now, I do agree with Mary Jo, and I talk about this all the time, and we'll talk about this. Government is really inefficient at everything, including mail and everything else they do. All right, great conversation this first hour. Love it. The Mary Joes of the world and all the other folks who took the time to call in and text. We're just getting warmed up. The news is next on 620 WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
Hey, it's Rose Gray at Fox World Travel. Don't forget the Fox exclusive early booking sale with Apple Vacations is going on now with the nonstop flights to get you there. Don't miss out on the nation's largest all-inclusive sale. Contact Fox World Travel today.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 10:01, it is 71 degrees. The high today is in the mid-70s. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead.
It's sunny. The sky is blue. We are ready to ride and rock.
That's right. Get your motor running. Harley-Davidson executive Mark McLean expressing his enthusiasm for the start of the 120th Harley-Davidson anniversary. McLean is a dealer owner there. Thousands of Harley riders have made their way to Milwaukee for the weekend. McLean telling WTMJ it's more about than just a gathering of bikers.
Our key component is charity and to keep it local and really support the community that we love and live in and do whatever we can to give back to the community.
There are events being held across southeast Wisconsin. House of Harley on Layton Avenue among those, hosting multi-day celebrations as part of the homecoming. And, of course, the big celebration on the lakefront Saturday night, the Foo Fighters playing, as well as Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Green Day and others as they get underway. Also getting underway 1 hour from now, Bastille Days in downtown Milwaukee. A Waukesha teacher fired after a public hearing says she's going to sue.
In a unanimous decision, the Waukesha School Board voting to fire first-grade teacher Melissa Temple after she spoke out about her class not being able to perform Miley Cyrus's song Rainbow Land. Her attorney, Summer Mushid, speaking after the hearing.
We have everything that we need in terms of a factual basis to file a First Amendment claim.
The district concluding that she violated employee policy, Superintendent Dr. Jim Siebert.
She went right to social media and tried to create as much negative attention toward the school district of Waukesha as possible, which in my opinion is unacceptable.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
The FDA is approving an over-the-counter birth control pill today. It means that it can be sold without a prescription and with no age limitations. ABC's Ann Flaherty.
It's going to significantly increase access for millions of women, particularly younger women and people who live in rural areas or who struggle to see a doctor and have access to a doctor.
More than 24 states have already passed laws that expand access to hormonal birth control. One of the world's top media executives now weighing in on the potential actor strike, which could start today, and of course the ongoing writers' strike.
Disney CEO Bob Iger called the labor unrest very disturbing, telling CNBC writers and actors are already adding to a disruptive set of challenges facing the business. Iger, who recently extended his contract to lead Disney, the parent company of ABC News, said SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild of America were not being realistic in their demands. He said he understands the goal of a labor organization is to get the most for its members, but that it will have a damaging effect on the whole business. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is up 68 to 34,415. The NASDAQ is up 146 to 14,065. The S&P is up 25 to 44.98. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take control. Take back your quality of life today with help from QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics is helping people every day here in Milwaukee and across the country with their amazing non-surgical treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advances in regenerative medicine, taking your own body's healing agents and concentrating them right in the area where you have the agonizing pain. It's incredible and a non-invasive approach that will help you take back control of your body, relieving the pain in knees, hips, shoulder, or back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and no downtime. Hey, summertime should be about having fun, making memories. Take control now and start living pain-free again. Call now for a free consultation with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
The only diamond more valuable than colorless
is the diamond that is colorful. Pink, yellow, and blue.
In 2016, Christie's auction house sold a 14-karat blue diamond for $56 million.
That's $4 million a carat.
In 2022, Sotheby's auction house sold an 11-karat pink diamond for $57 million.
That's more than $5 million a carat.
These diamonds were born when the Earth was born.
They come from the heart of the Earth.
But now there are also pink, yellow, and blue diamonds that were born when you were falling in love.
These created diamonds come from the fiery heart of a miniature sun blazing inside a plasma chamber. Hot, hot, hot.
Pink, yellow, and blue.
Your colorful 1-carat wonder awaits you for $12,000 or less.
Your colorful 3/4 carat miracle awaits you for $8,000 or less.
Get them while you can. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The NFL season is just weeks away. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the New York Jets, led by former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, were selected to serve as this year's team on HBO's Hard Knocks. On the other hand, the Packers are all set to report to training camp beginning July 25th. The Stars were out in Los Angeles last night for the 31st ESPY Awards, one of those stars in attendance. Bucs guard Drew Holiday, as he and his wife, soccer star Lauren, were awarded the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award for their outstanding support of black-owned small businesses and nonprofits. And lastly, the Brewers will head out to Cincinnati to get ready for a pivotal 3-game set that will begin on Friday. As it stands right now, the Brewers trail the Reds by just 1 game in the National League Central. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Let's check your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. A couple of issues we're dealing with right now in Washington County, 41 northbound, so just north of the 41-45 split there. The road work being done again today, so you're losing a lane, and you are crawling right now heading north on 41 before you get to Highway 60. So it is open. You are getting through it, but you're going to see some hefty delays there because of the road work being done in that stretch. Elsewhere, 94 eastbound, Highway 16 to the zoo for the most part is on time. You are going to see some slowdowns before you get to the stadium, but for the most part, clear. Just some brake lights there. 43 southbound Brown Deer Road into downtown is a little tight as well. Should be an extra minute or two, but you will get through it. Road work there as well, slowing some things down.
Traffic is sponsored by Weisgerber's Golden Mast Inn, your place on the lake. Visit goldenmastin.com.
Nothing better than a Friday fish fry with breathtaking views of Okauchee Lake. Enjoy cod, walleye, or lake perch at the Golden Mast Inn. Learn more at goldenmastin.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy, slight chance for a pop-up storm today, a high of 75. Tonight, slight chance for rain, partly cloudy, a low of 66. For Friday, warm, humid. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, another chance for showers and storms, a high of 85. Saturday, another chance, warm and humid, a high of 84. Sunday, a chance for storms again, a high of 84. Monday, sunny and a high of 80 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is currently 71. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:09.
Good morning, Wisconsin. It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Come give us your thoughts on the Old National Bank talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old. Now, here's your hosts, Sandy Max and Steve Scafidi.
Yes, big voice guy, that is indeed who is sitting in these chairs. Sandy Max, Steve Scafidi in for me, because I'm always here, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, and have been for a long time. So, a couple of things. One, this is day 3 of WTMJ Now, and one of the things in our pre-show and our morning conversations is we always want the audience to be front and center in what we do. We love, I don't want to speak for you, but I think...
You are.
Yeah. We love that they want to talk about the things that are on our minds, trending. We're always going to pay attention to those lists. That's what I love about doing this morning show.
I value the connection. I enjoy that connecting with other people, and I also value other people's experiences because I've only lived so much life and traveled in so many circles, and I haven't worn everybody's shoes, whether it's farming or other people's careers and lives. So when we talk about different subjects in the news, it is important to hear from somebody who's had direct experience with something we're talking about, whether it's a postal carrier.
Mary Jo, with those great points about being a government employee at one point.
And being teachers. So definitely welcome your participation on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Old National Bank, get old. Anytime, calling in or texting in and sharing your experiences and insights.
And I'll also do this, even though some people don't like when
jokes.
I do this. And jokes and fun stuff. And we'll mix in a lot of other stuff, too. We've had segments this week on reality TV, Stampflation, the Rainbow Land story. We'll be all over the place.
And we're going to be checking in with Brandon Snide. He's participating heavily in the Harley-Davidson 120th homecoming part. And I don't own a Harley. So this is yet another... I want to hear from Harley riders.
Former producer of this my previous program, but this time slot, who is a incredible Harley enthusiast, also a fan of swimming pools. He just bought one.
Cannonball!
Yeah. We're waiting for our pool party invitations. Producer Brandon, now big time sports guy Brandon. So last night, so that's the public contact. The other piece that I was going to say real quickly. When you're making your listening decisions, and however you decide to do that, whether it's the podcast, which is now available.
WTMJ.com. You can stream audio-wise, and you can also stream our video.
Yeah, see what Sandy's, you got a beautiful HD shirt on today.
My sparkly Harley-Davidson shirt on today.
You got the silver shoes on today?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Sparkly shoes and sparkly shirt.
A lot of sparkle going on.
Thanks to my friend Michelle, who used to work at Harley.
There you go. One of the things that we think is unique about this show, and I think is unique about the show, is we welcome that audience fans of the show participation. Doesn't happen everywhere.
You are important. It's not just our voices that are important. We're not going to shout at you.
So whether you're Mary Ann or Bob from Waukesha or Mike from Illinois or Diane from, where are you from, Diane? Wapak, I think. All of those folks, you are always welcome. All right, so last night, we were going back and forth on text. Lots of stormy things happening in the great city of Chicago to our south.
Yeah, I spent about an hour and a half glued to the stream of WGN TV because as I was driving back from the speed croquet with Vince Vitrano that got rained out with for Penfield Children's Center, but we will reschedule that for later in September. But as I was driving back, I happened across Chicago radio right when I heard 3 tornadoes have been sighted, including near Midway Airport, and that these cells kept popping up and we're heading right into the city. Because normally when you hear about tornadoes, it's flatland, it's Oklahoma, it's Texas, and you see the storm chasers and the funnel clouds. But to be heading directly towards such a populated area, 3.1 million people were in that warning area, not a watch, in that warning area. And my mom lives in Chicago. So
that's right.
I called her immediately and she was like, I'm taking shelter. I was like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Hang up. I'll talk to you. Let's check in at 7:30. And other friends who live there. So I took it very, very seriously and was concerned.
Yeah, my daughters were both in their basements.
Where are your daughters in Chicagoland?
Just west of the west suburbs.
They were in that direct path.
Yeah, so they took it seriously. I mean, their grandfather is a former meteorologist. I guess you're never a former. He's a meteorologist now, long retired. And he's been he was very involved in severe weather. Matter of fact, he used to go around and go, see the damage that tornadoes did in our state. I remember as a kid going around with him and seeing trees sheared off.
And twisted.
Yes, and that happened a lot in like the South Elgin area and towards the lake. And at some points, it got pretty dicey. Matter of fact, some of the airports, you talk about Midway, O'Hare as well, they were telling people to get to shelter.
And if you've ever traveled in O'Hare, one of my favorite parts of it is the moving sidewalk. That's where all the neon ripply lights are on the top and the space age music. And I saw a video of a pilot going down an escalator to that area, and it was just full of people who were sheltering because you want to get away from glass windows and be smart. Your dad was a meteorologist. My dad was in radio news at that time, at the time of the 1974 super tornado outbreak. It was the first one, and my father was, you can see him in documentaries sometime. He was the reporter who broke the news. This is what it's, so that's why I take tornadoes very seriously. It's in my past, but for fun, found an air check from 1974.
A tornado warning has been issued for part of Kentuckiana. WHAS now transmits a tone to activate special receivers.
The severe thunderstorm warning has been changed to a tornado warning for Metro Louisville, Jefferson County, including Meade.
In the sky above, Dick Gilbert, the station's airborne traffic reporter, is already keeping watch.
Okay, Dick, what can you see at this point?
That was my dad.
That's cool.
And Dick Gilbert was a Vietnam veteran who was also a helicopter reporter, and he flew right into that in Kentucky. And it devastated the city. It ripped through one of our city parks and just shredded it. So take tornadoes seriously, and I hope if you have loved ones in the Chicagoland area that they're okay, because there was real storm damage in Hodgkins, Indian Head Park, Countryside, Elgin. It shows Mother Nature wins.
Yeah, you don't win against a tornado.
Yeah, and if Mother Nature wants to take a trip through downtown Chicago, she's gonna.
Glad everybody's safe. Your mom's safe?
Yeah.
And my grandkids got to stay up later, so they appreciated that.
Oh, that's funny. That was the silver lining for the young ones?
Yeah, although little Charlie, who was not even 2, said bath, because she always takes a bath before bed, and they had to stay downstairs. They don't have a bathtub downstairs. So that was one of her nightly thrills, is to take a bath. Well, she didn't get to do that last night, but I'm glad everybody's safe. Yeah, take them seriously. You'll hear us talking about this throughout the summer because, this is tornado season. Yeah, and we've been kind of lucky this year. We've had rain, but not a lot of thunder, lightning, high winds for the most part. So important that we talk about it. And, of course, that's one of our mission statements here at WTMJ. Sandy and Steve, you're listening to WTMJ Now.
More of WTMJ Now after this. The WTMJ Classic is here, July 24th at Lac La Belle, benefiting Best Buddies Wisconsin. You can help by bidding on the awesome items up for grabs. Check them out at WTMJ.com or text
BID to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Thank you to all of our great partners. The Club at Loch LaBelle, Three Tree Marketing, Sit Means Sit Dog Training, Johnson & Sons Paving, and Fifth Third Bank.
Hey, I'm Sandy Max, and I was recently visiting with my longtime family friend Lisa. She's out at Three Pillars, Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community. It is in beautiful lake country, and especially this time of year, what a gorgeous green wooded campus. They have a lot of activities, fitness and wellness, excursions, gardening, fun parties, fancy dinners, and a lot of opportunities for creative people, for budding artists. Well, now they're expanding. Lisa is taking reservations for new high-end active adult residences, which means Three Pillars' already top-rated campus is going to be even better. All kinds of amenities planned, like a supper club, a relaxing spa, a pub, a fun dog park, and more. I want to live there. Learn more at threepillars.org.
At Evans Transportation, they love the sounds of Milwaukee baseball. Bats cracking, crowds cheering, brats grilling. And Evans is a big fan of manufacturing runs, both on the diamond and in supply chain management. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. Because just like in baseball, teams who know how to manufacture runs have the best chance of long-term success. Evans in Delafield supports Milwaukee's baseball team. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickard. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ Now.
Just circling back, Sandy, on the mail thing. I didn't think about this one. This is where I love the fan feedback.
But circling back on the mail that you just want to go ahead and charge $1 for a stamp instead
Everybody
of 66
pays $1.
cents.
I don't, doesn't
stop
affect
with
me.
the incremental increases.
I didn't think about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Menards rebates. You got to mail those suckers in. Those receipts.
Get your 11% back.
You got to mail those in. And I'm still waiting for an accurate response to my. There are still stamps you can lick. I got one that said that they still have them. I need to hear.
I'm not purchasing those. I'm going to stick with the self-adhesive.
As somebody who used to have to mail a lot of stuff, that was a pain in the you-know-whats.
I'm so sorry. You had to stick out your tongue and put a little tiny square on it?
Hundreds of times.
That was a drag?
It was a drag. It was
I'm sure they
drag.
tasted delicious.
Speaking of drags, so yesterday we had an extended post-show meeting, and we were doing all kinds of fun stuff, scheduled stuff, boring stuff. And then I left to go home, Sandy Max. It was like 1:30-ish, somewhere around there, something like that, 1:15. Get in the parking garage, get in my car, load my backpack in, because we're all deskless now. We have backpacks, which I'm kind of like going back to college, really, for me, which I dig. And you can put all kinds of cool stuff in there. That has nothing to do with the story either. I get in the truck. I go down to where you scan your little ID badge.
Yes.
Denied. Access or departure
denied. So the
denied.
gate would not open.
Not open. Oh, I thought, let's do it again. Let's try again. Nope. Again, nope. Like 5 times in rapid succession. No.
That might have been part of it. Slow down.
No. So then now there was no one behind me, thankfully. I back up because there's 2 ways to get out. I go the other one.
Try the second gate. Okay.
Denied. Then I thought, okay, so what am I doing?
Because it's a kiosk.
Yes.
An electron, like no human. It's not a booth with a person in it.
It reads your
barcode.
Yeah, barcode.
Or QR code.
QR code, yeah. And has worked fine for the first how many months we've been here. So then I pressed the emergency button, right? Thinking someone will, how can we help you? Taped, nothing.
You get AI? Hello.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Yes, like that. 15 minutes of this. Now, thankfully, there's 2 lanes, so people could get. Everyone else, no problem. Hey,
have a good afternoon.
Yeah,
See you later.
I back
the gate
up.
opens up for them.
I back up. Park the thing in a non-parking area, by the way, which is weird. Because here's the other thing: parking garages. Why don't you have a spot for people that have issues so they can actually park somewhere?
Sort of like a fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
you can pull over to the side, a shoulder,
a distress lane or spot.
Yeah.
So I go, okay. So let me think this through. I parked the cart or truck illegally. I walked to the entrance and scanned my card. So maybe there's some miscommunication between when I arrived and when I departed, all that stuff. Scanned it, wouldn't recognize the card at all. So now I'm on the other side. I got to walk all the way back to my truck. I said, I'm back in the truck. Let's try it again. Nothing.
You're persistent.
Yes. Now we're about 25 minutes into this. 25 minutes in. I should have been home already because it's a 15-minute ride. I hit the button again, taped response, no one's answering. I'm getting furious. I back up. Bill Stead says, can I help you? Pancake Hill, anything? And I said, I had another employee, Steph, let me scan mine.
Yeah. Everybody was fine?
Yeah, everybody else has worked fine.
Got the gate going?
Not for this guy. So then I parked the truck illegally again, walk all the way through the parking structure back to lovely Jesse, who joins me second Monday of every month, with Anna and Jesse, Anything But Sports, great segment. Who then walks down with me. So we're talking now 35 minutes into this. I had to wait upstairs. She was trying to get a hold of the parking. No one's answering.
Oh, my goodness.
We walk all the way back down. I get in my truck. Jesse walks up to the thing, presses the button. They answer for her. Are you serious?
There are a whole lot of people getting great enjoyment that you got this frustrated.
35, 40 minutes. They answer for her.
Not me. I'm just saying.
Then they had me pull up, scan my card. Still denied, by the way, even with Jesse standing there.
Which, you know how that is, though. How many times you had something frustrating with your computer at work and you finally give in and get the help from an IT person, and you say, see, every time I type in and it does this, it doesn't, and then it works magically because that person is there. So aren't you kind of glad it still didn't work when Jesse was there?
Yes. And then
to
finally,
prove the point that you were having that issue.
Yeah, a real live person finally fixed whatever issue. It wasn't my issue, it was their issue. They fixed it and it worked, end of the story. It worked today.
Well, and the gate is so fast you can't even possibly.
Yes.
In the old days, you might have tried to scoot under, but if you have a big F-150, it's going to come down on your bed of your truck.
So my question, this is rhetorical.
Okay.
Where am I getting that 45 minutes back? Of my life, where am I getting that 45 minutes back? I need that time back. I want that time back. I demand that time back.
Let's get into the time shift continuum.
I did not like anything about that experience. And if it happens today, I'm not saying all hell, but close. That's what I'm saying.
Well, just call me so I can witness it.
You want to record? You want to record it and put it on Twitter, don't you?
A little bit.
All right, we got to take a break. Sandy and Steve on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
If you've tuned in lately, you may notice some changes. Get the full list of the latest changes here at WTMJ on WTMJ.com. Or just text WTMJ to the Old National Bank Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, and we'll send them to you. No matter the changes, our mission stays the same. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ, Steve Scafidi for Annex Wealth Management. I love talking about Annex. I work with them. You should too. When it comes to retirement, asking how am I doing is important. But if you're also wondering what you might be missing, that could be just as important. It's time to talk with Annex Wealth Management. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. It's about you, not commissions. Take full advantage of the CFPs, CFAs, CPAs, PhDs, and attorneys. That's a lot of firepower that are on staff and part of your team working on investment, retirement, estate, and tax planning. No one is the same. Annex gets that. You might need help with your Social Security strategy. How about 401k options, pension plan guidance, annuity analysis? When you're a client of Annex, help is only a visit or a quick phone call away. I utilize this all the time, whether it's in person, Zoom, whatever you need. They don't send you to a call center 5 states away. Check out Money Talk, of course, the Annex Wealth Management Show every Saturday morning at 10 right here on WTMJ, and Dave Spano, who joins me every Monday at 10:35. Take action. Know the difference. Start at annexwealth.com.
I've been living with a snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward to only recently, when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by big box healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
It's WTMJ Now.
Up-tempo, love it. Thank you, producer Charlie. Thanks for joining us. However you find us over the air, online podcast, WTMJ.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. Every show, we're going to throw the segments, the hot segments that we do, including a newer one that we're going to roll out today, right?
Yes, What's on Tap?
Yeah, new for our show.
Yeah.
You've been doing it before.
Yeah, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, but why not?
I'm curious to see what you pick.
It's just to let you know, we know what some of the big things happening around town are, but what are some other fun things going on around Wisconsin?
Do you have the nuggets? The nuggets we might miss?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And regarding your parking garage hassle, on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620, 920 text in. Sounds like Candy Camera or some kind of hoaxers show is their video.
God. I was sweaty. I mean, I didn't take out my rage at anybody, which I would never do anyway. But
how good of you, because a lot lesser people would have.
I was ticked.
I imagine. I would have been frustrated for 45 minutes of not being able to have my QR code swipe me out of the...
I just want my time back. That's all I want.
You're not going to get that 45 minutes back.
I want it back, Sandy.
I want a sunny afternoon. I wanted to speed croquet yesterday, thanks to everyone who has inquired and made a donation to Penfield's Children's Center. If you want to still donate, Vince Vitrano and I were a part of a fundraiser yesterday. We were supposed to play speed croquet at Estabrook Park. Unfortunately, fortunately for our state, we got some rain yesterday, some continuous rain.
I was very happy about
all
that.
afternoon.
Awesome rain, steady rain.
It rained out our speed croquet match.
Oh no, Sandy.
We still enjoyed some Weisgerber beer and
I bet you did.
Brats and commiserating.
You had a brat too?
Yes. Oh. Yes. That's why. So when we rescheduled the speed croquet match at Estabrook Beer Garden, it will be later this fall, maybe September, October, in time for Oktoberfest. So pencil that in, put that in the back of your noggin. We'd love for you to come join us. And we are still fundraising for Penfield Children's Center through today. If you want to text the word MATCH, M-A-T-C-H, to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Make a donation for the great work that they do for families and the children who are experiencing developmental disabilities.
They're one of the best.
Great. And Vince and I also got the joy of relaxing under the tent with Gene Miller, formerly of WTMJ.
That is cool. Now that's the royalty of radio.
He'll be the MC for the next scheduled speed croquet match, and I'm pleased to report that he is very much enjoying sleeping in and retiring and catching up on a little bit of life.
You still have the beard?
He has grown a beard.
Yeah, that shocked me when I saw it for the first time.
And he's about to attend the wedding of his son in August. So that is pretty much occupying his summer.
Are you talking about the one, the only Matt Miller?
Yes.
Wow.
So congratulations are in order. But he does miss all the TMJ fans. He did send a big hello to everyone, but really was fun to hang out with him. And he's been watching Ted Lasso. So
a little late to the game, or
no? Well, and Shrinking were the two streaming suggestions that he had for us.
Now I heard he's going to grow it out and play Santa Claus at various malls around the area. Is that true? Not true?
We did not discuss his beard as much as we discussed life, the universe, and everything.
That's a rare sighting because other than the area where he lives, I don't think he spends a lot of time out and about.
He's been going to a lot of minor league baseball games, which isn't a surprise.
He loves baseball.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Not a surprise.
But so thanks to everyone, and we will keep you up to date when that speed croquet match for Penfield Children's Center comes along and gets rescheduled for later this fall. But it was still a nice way to spend a summer afternoon. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
And let's be honest, Vitrano didn't want to play croquet anyway.
He didn't.
Yeah.
And now he has time to bone up because Vince is so competitive. Mm-hmm. He was a little shy of trying to master the sport in one afternoon.
I've been around him a little longer than you have, and he's a sweet guy. But Vince does what Vince does, and he has not much mood for anything else. That's just my take. Very picky about what he does.
Oh, well, he chose to play speed croquet.
Yeah, well, it's
and he
for
shifted
good cause,
gears
for
to
a good cause.
Laugh and chat.
And then he griped about it. But we'll give him some special dispensation. All right, we're going to take an early break because after the break, my friend, soon to be your friend, author columnist Christian Snyder is going to join us. He's got a nice venture going, new venture about a show that I grew up with and love, Saturday Night Live, new podcast. And he's going to bring some interesting details about what all that means. Are you a big fan of SNL?
I still watch it.
All right. I do too. I criticize them often, but I still watch it because I grew up with it. I've seen literally every episode since it began, which is 50 years.
Nearly.
Yeah.
It's creeping up there.
I think in 75, 76 will be 50 years. All right. So, Sandy, Steve, and Christian after this very important break on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 7.8 to 13.5 ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal or 9 to 13.8 ounce Townhouse crackers, $3.99. 4 to 5.7 ounce package Nor rice or pasta slides, 4 for $5. 10 to 12 ounce bag or 10 count K-Cups Dunkin' or 12 count box K-Cups Folgers Dunkin' or Folgers Coffee, $7.99. 48 ounce ice cream or 4 count bars Kemp's Simply Crafted Ice Cream or Bars, $4.49.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
R&R Insurance does an exceptional job providing employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. About this time of year, companies start planning for fall open enrollment. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Hi, Vince. Healthcare costs continue to rise, and as an employer, it can sometimes feel like you have no control of your employees' health and wellness. How they choose to live their lives is their prerogative.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
While some costs are hard to manage, companies can offer programs to reduce healthcare costs when it comes to chronic illness, unhealthy lifestyle choices, and higher out-of-pocket expenses. R&R Insurance offers personalized employee wellness programs aligned with your company's culture and goals. Our programs empower employees to engage in healthy choices to improve their well-being and offset rising healthcare costs for themselves and their employer. When you get more involved in your employees' health and wellness, you're showing your employees that you value them as individuals on and off the clock. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
WTMJ now.
Stephen Sandy on this Thursday. Now, if you listen to the show, have listened to my old show and now the new show, WTMJ Now, you'll recognize this voice, author, columnist, Renaissance man, part-time athlete, frequenter of local taverns, and I think he loves the old-time places where you can sit and have conversations. Am I on the right path to describing you accurately, Christian Snyder?
Those are all on my LinkedIn page, so yes.
All right, so I told Sandy when you asked me about this to come on, and we're still going to have you on because you're one of the smartest people and one of the best writers I know personally, but you've got a new venture that strikes right to my soul, and that's this new podcast, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's Wasn't That Special, 50 years of SNL, of course, Saturday Night Live. So where did the idea come from, and why are you as passionate about SNL as I am?
Well, so I was 2 years old when Saturday Night Live started and have been a fan my entire life. And my co-host and I, Scott Bertram, found ourselves talking about SNL a lot and wondering why isn't there really a podcast out there that covers the history of the show from beginning to end. And so we spent about 2 years researching, reading, watching, and getting it ready. And now it just launched this week. The first 2 episodes are up for free at wasn'tthatspecial.com. You don't need an apostrophe in there. And, yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So For those people who aren't fans, what is it about SNL? I can tell you what it is for me. I love the cutting edge humor, the political humor, the amazing lineup of stars that have come and gone, from Chevy Chase and Bill Murray to some of the more recent, the McKinnons of the world, and obviously Eddie Murphy in there, and just countless stars. What is it about that show that you just love?
Well, the story of SNL is really kind of the story of America for the last 50 years. If you look at the topics covered on the show, just go back and watch a single season, and you'll see all these news stories that they covered, all these topics that they covered, and it really gives you a look at what was going on in America at the time, and being really funny about it, of course. And it not only reflected what America was, but it also influenced what America was, with all of its catchphrases and characters and things like that. So, covering it front to back. And we are watching all the episodes. We're watching from 1 to current day. We're going to watch every one of them. And each episode is actually going to cover a single season, where we talk about the season.
That's an amazing thing. Amazing.
And, and then we give awards out to, best performer, best sketch, performer that maybe wasn't as great. We talk about some of the sketches that you could never do today. And it's a lot of fun. So it really, the purpose is kind of twofold. First of all, is to exhume a lot of the famous names that people don't even know anymore. I went to lunch with some younger colleagues of mine last week and asked them, do you know who Gilda Radner is? And they said, no. Do you know who John Belushi is? They said, no. Or Dan Aykroyd. They had heard of Chevy Chase just because Christmas Vacation is on every year, nonstop. But, these are the legends of American comedy that need to be known. And, and we're also going to try to settle a lot of debates. Which casts were the best? Which seasons were the best? Lorne Michaels likes to say everybody's favorite cast is the one when they were in high school. But we want to take a look at that. Is that the case? People seem to think the first season is the best. Well, is it really? Are there seasons that we remember as being really good that weren't quite as good? So
Christian,
we'll settle a lot of arguments there. Yeah, go ahead.
Christian, I was just going to say, what is your opinion of Lorne Michaels and his ability to assess talent still?
Well, it's obviously incredible. The vision that he had starting the show was to bring together this motley crew of talent and put it together, and it just made magic. It was like nothing that had ever been on TV before. You had sketch shows before, but nothing like this. And so it was revolutionary in what he brought. And when you see the people that he's thrust onto American comedy over the last few years, even still, he's in his 80s now, and he's still finding incredible talent that's making a big mark in comedy. And it's funny, you guys, I heard you talking the very first joke on Weekend Update, which is, the fake news show in the middle of SNL. On the very first episode, their first joke was about the Postal Service.
That's right. Yeah. If you remember it, tell it.
The joke is, the Postal Service just came up with a new stamp commemorating prostitution. It's 15 cents, but 25 cents if you want to lick it.
Oh.
And it was such a good joke that they actually used it twice. When Chevy Chase left the show after the first season, Jane Curtin took over the Weekend Update desk, and she used the same joke again, probably as an homage to Chevy Chase. So nothing ever changes, and that's what we're trying to show.
If folks want to find out about your great podcast, how do they do that?
You go to wasn'tthatspecial.com. Again, that's wasn'tthatspecial.com. You can sign up for a subscription there, or you can find us on Twitter at 50 Years of SNL, or you can just search for it in your Apple podcast player. We're there too. So
you're everywhere, Chris. Here's my question before we kind of get to the break here. Like, where do you find time for all? Like, you're always adding more things to your daily lineup. Like, where are you finding this time?
There are a lot of late nights sitting up watching SNL episodes. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine.
One of these days, I'll learn the names of my children, but it does take a while. Yeah, you're right.
I love it. Author and columnist Christian Snyder. We'll have more frequent conversations, but I know you were very passionate about this, as am I. SNL, one of the great shows in television history. Now you can learn a lot more about it. And I love the thing that he said about, Sandy, about the generational differences. Like if you grow, if whatever the group was when you were in high school, that's the one you remember. Well, I was at the beginning of it. And I remember the Aykroyds and the Belushis and the Chases and then eventually Bill Murray. I love those folks.
Well, and the real time capsule that it is of pop culture, that it really is an important show in that sense.
Yeah, thanks for that, Christian.
Yep, thanks. Absolutely true.
All right, man. Check it out. He's always doing great work. The guy's like the busiest human being I know when it comes to writing and research. Always works.
That is
He's
an
still
investment
on the line.
of
He's
time.
listening to me praise him. Christian Snyder, author and columnist, always a great guest. We'll take a break here. Stephen Sandy, WTMJ Now.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Milwaukee mattresses are made with the finest materials and support systems. Innerspring, latex rubber, individually pocketed, or gel memory foam choices give you every comfort option. Take a test rest and you'll feel the quality and see a price tag marked hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Why? Because they come direct from our factory and sold at our Ken Michaels Furniture stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee, where no middleman means no extra markup and real savings for you. The Ken Michaels Furniture line is built to last. You will not find sturdier, better-made sofas, chairs, or sectionals because we have them built with the most advanced S3 coil spring suspension. So instead of using twine, the strength of preformed steel wires lock our double cone coils together to give you more support and a lifetime of durability. Furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. You can take a look at our selection at kenmichaelsfurniture.com.
Guten Tag, my friends. Steve Scafidi with an announcement about my next WTMJ listener trip. We're going to Tuscany in September. Now with Fox World Travel, we're going to Germany, the world's greatest beer brewing capital, is where we start. Munich, July 2024. So you got about a year to get all the details together, all your money collected, all your plans made. We'll go out to Nuremberg on board one of Avalon Waterways' sweet ships, the Avalon Passion, sailing the rivers of Europe, the ports, the famous ports, Bamberg, Strasbourg, others. We'll visit Frankfurt, sail through the picturesque Rhine Gorge, explore Germany's beautiful Black Forest, and conclude our adventure in Basel, Switzerland. So all of that is included, including castle visits, local wineries. We have a beer expert coming on the trip with us, a city tour of Frankfurt. River cruising with Avalon offers exquisite accommodations, sumptuous cuisine, exemplary service, included excursions, and so much more. This will sell out. We've already sold a bunch of trips already with Fox. My wife, Kath, and I would love to have you join us. Don't wait. To get more information, go to foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Join us in Germany. Call today.
Now's a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows. Why put it off? The lines are shorter, and we'll be ready to take on your next project.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Simplify.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenex patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenex, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
It's WTMJ Now.
We're just talking about SNL, so let's do this. Riverside Theater, December 28th. Beautiful theater. Sandy Max, gorgeous theater.
You know it.
One of the best. Special screening of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, one of the all-time greats. comedies, right?
It's a Christmas classic for a lot of people.
Yes, and features the man himself that we were talking about earlier for SNL fame, Chevy Chase. Live Q&A after the movie, in person, at the Riverside Theater. The man himself.
December 28th, this could be a fine Christmas gift.
Right?
Don't you think?
Yeah, because
bring the family
Christmas
together
is before, and then you, oh my God, I'm going to see Chevy Chase.
Together. Yep.
Watch the movie. Do you think he'll be watching with everybody? Like watching the movie with them? How does that work exactly?
He'll probably hang out backstage upstairs. Maybe he's probably seen it a few times himself. So he'll probably hang out upstairs in the green room and then come down on stage.
I would be curious about some of the stuff we don't know about that famous film. And that's probably where he fills in some of those details. So if you want to go see him on our dime and the Riverside Theater's dime, now's your opportunity. Caller number 8. Caller number 8 to 855-616-161, the Old National Bank talking text line. You will get a pair of tickets to see one Chevy Chase and watch the great film Christmas Vacation with him, sort of, in the same building. That's cool.
It's a unique experience. One pair of tickets to caller number 8, the Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620, and a piece of good news, a gift to you, another chance for you to win, about 11:20.
Yes.
So, but try now. Go ahead.
Aren't we generous?
The Old National Bank. The self-patting on the back is awkward.
You're going to have to get used to that. I do a lot of that.
Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620. Good luck.
All right, so this is like a really bad segue, but it's true.
Okay.
In the early days of SNL, cocaine was a thing. Big thing.
It was a drug that was popular at that time for the hard partiers.
Yeah, and many of whom worked on SNL either in front of the camera or behind the camera, and we know some of the famous stories. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the big breaking story is that the Secret Service has ended the White House cocaine investigation. So the story was they found a bag of cocaine, not like a little trace, a small bag of cocaine in the White House, in the public areas, apparently.
I thought it was, yes. I'm familiar with the story. I thought that bag of cocaine was a bag that had residue of cocaine in it, and it was found in more of a public area where people who visit, that's the cubbies where they put their items.
So the Secret Service has concluded the investigation saying they can't find DNA, no usable fingerprints, which I guess is surprising.
That is. I think just because we all watch way too much CSI shows.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
Can't you just dust things and find those fingerprints?
So here's my question. And you can answer if you want on the Old National Bank talking text line, 855-616-1620. I've been in the White House many times. I was just there in May in the public area with my wife and my brother and sister-in-law, touring the public areas. East Room, the dining hall where they entertain dignitaries, some of the different colored rooms, the red room, blue room, all that stuff. They all have special significance. Amazing. America's home, right? All presidents, everyone after George Washington lived there. So he didn't, everyone else did. With no exceptions, they've all lived there at some point. Some briefly, some longer. So all that technology that I know is in the White House, because I've seen it both in the public areas and the private areas, no one's got a camera shot of somebody dropping a bag of cocaine or being somewhere they're not supposed to be or in a corner. I find that surprising, Sandy Max.
You would think there would be a lot of video surveillance.
Oh, my goodness.
In such an important governmental residence.
I mean, come on.
You would think so.
Come on.
Especially where visitors can be.
So, have you been to the White House?
No, not yet.
Okay. So, every room has history in it. Portraits, vases. What is it?
We know what you're talking about.
Yes, a vase.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on where you come from.
Right.
A vessel.
Special historical mementos that were given from other countries. They're filled with them. I would imagine, Sandy Max, that every room has probably not one camera, two cameras. Like every direction, every nook and cranny is probably covered by a camera. Is that like a outlandish statement? I don't think so. So you're telling me the Secret Service, in their wisdom, or lack of wisdom, couldn't find a camera shot of somebody dropping a thing of cocaine in this investigation? That seems fishy to me. It seems cocaine-y to me, actually. Like somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's just my thought. Your thoughts on cocaine, Sandy Max? And I said to you before, I've never tried cocaine in my life. That is a fact.
That is saving you money and keeping you healthy.
Yeah, and that's why my nose works so well, because I didn't mess it up with cocaine. Sandy Mac, Steve, a little more time before we get to the 11 o'clock hour, which who knows what we're going to talk about then? Well, we do.
Well, you do. I was like...
Yeah, we know, but we're not teasing it yet. We're going to tease it in the next break. After the next break.
Steve and Sandy and Steve will be back after this.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin, where we check in with communities across the state for the best and the brightest spots around our great state. We'll have some fun. We'll give you a couple of educational tools. This week, we're joined by a couple of really great guests. Teresa Nemitz, Milwaukee Food and City Tours, and Mindy Simons from Hayward Lakes. It's the Experience Wisconsin show, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Brian Z for Oconomowoc Dental Care and my guy, Dr. James Michaels. You know, summer is finally here. It's time to get ready for that warm weather. Graduations, weddings, all the travel plans that come with summer, plus your upcoming family events and all those photos and videos you're going to be taking. Make sure you have that best smile on display. Schedule your routine cleaning with my guy, Dr. Michaels. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, they're always going to make you as comfortable as possible when you're in the chair and give both you and your family an amazing smile. So whether it's a simple cleaning and exam, a more complex procedure, a teeth whitening, an implant, Dr. Michaels and the team at Oconomowoc Dental Care will take great care of you just like they take great care of me. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream. It's the reality. Dr. Michaels' fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Go see my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Call his friendly and caring staff today and make your appointment.
We're Ted and Pam, owners of Church and Chapel Funeral Homes here in town.
Our family, serving your family.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Hi folks, Cindy Storm Fisher and Julie Coombs here at Storm Fisher Investment Group with just one question. Are you happy with how your investments are growing? We've been helping people just like you for over 40 years, and we'd be happy to help you.
We have no agenda, no quotas to meet, and great relationships are our business. If you're looking for an advisory relationship like you've never had before, call us. Let's see if it's a great fit. Storm Fisher Investment Group, online at stormfisher.com.
See you soon.
Securities offered through Securities America Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Arbor Point Advisors LLC. Storm Fisher, Arbor Point, and Securities America are separate entities.
Do you know the two most beautiful words in the English language?
I sure do. Asphalt and concrete.
There's nothing quite like the sweet smell of freshly paved asphalt.
I'm Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson with Johnson & Sons Paving.
From parking lots to driveways, we do it all.
If you have a project in need of asphalt, concrete, seal coating, or striping, we've got you covered.
Business owners to homeowners, we can help you.
Customer focused, quality driven, and budget conscious. Call us today.
262-251-5585.
Johnson & Sons Paving.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. WTMJ Now.
The real benchmark of summer is here. Yes, the WTMJ Classic is back, and while it's closed to the public, you can have a chance to win a fortune to play in the WTMJ Classic with Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Those guys, John, and of course Greg, they will pick a qualifier, and on Friday they will choose a winner. So we're helping them with that. Thanks to all of our great partners, and I mean this because we have some great partners here at WTMJ. The club at Lac LaBelle, 3 Tree Marketing, Sit Meet Sit Dog Training, Johnson & Sons Paving. I love those guys. Johnson & Sons. I've driven an excavator at their place. That was a bucket list item for me. I drove the excavator.
Did you feel powerful?
I did.
Like you could knock things down?
After I got out, they told me the thing was worth like $750,000.
Oh.
And I had sole control of this piece of equipment. So thanks to the folks at Johnson. And if you're looking to get your paving done, asphalt, concrete, there's nobody else. They're the best. Trust me on that. All right, Fifth Third Bank, Evans Transportation. These are all great partners. Dave Drakamp Heating and Cooling, Griffin Automotive Group, Gruber Law Offices, Welke's, Milwaukee's Florist, Lazy Pour, CBRE Wisconsin. That's like the most incredible lineup of partners, and you can be part of that. Now, we're going to be broadcasting live from Lac LaBelle, which I'm thrilled about. I've done it, I think, 2 years prior, 2 years in a row. Fantastic course. We've had great weather both years. Let's hope that continues. Are you a golfer?
I am not.
But you appreciate golf courses in the country club.
I appreciate golf courses. Yes, I do. I enjoy the landscaping. I enjoy many friends who enjoy golfing. But yeah, I'm a golf cart driver. I'm a good supporter. Golfers can tend to be a little intense and focus on things. And I've been with golfers who said, "There's no way I can make it to that hole." And I'm like, "Not with that attitude. Come on." Yeah, you've got the fundamentals. So I'm kind of a weird, subdued golf cheerleader.
I would
I'm
say
there for encouragement.
A casual / part-time motivational golf coach is what I gleaned out of what you just said.
I won't correct your swing. I won't tell you where to place your hips and your shoulders, but I'm there for you.
Positive
the
reinforcement.
mental, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Because why be mad out in the beautiful nature?
Why be mad?
Yeah.
That's what I always say. No matter what are we talking about? Why be mad? There's no point to it. Life's too short.
So I'll have a good time on the golf course.
We'll have a good time. I hear there's going to be cocktails too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
you go.
That's always true. Because you guys in the afternoon news, you're always drinking on that show, aren't you?
No.
Come on, I heard. Through a grapevine, there was a lot of drinking going on there. All right, let's set that aside for now. That's just an ugly rumor, perhaps. Maybe it's the truth. We don't know. All right, coming up after the 11 o'clock hour news, Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
So this was called That's What Steve Said.
Game to play.
Yes, and we're still going to do that. Thanks to the folks at Mind Chef Restaurant. Great partners. We're just talking about great partners. They're magnificent restaurants, two of them, Oshkosh and beautiful downtown Hartford. Love it. And the hook was that on Thursdays, it's 2-for-1 pizzas. Buy one, get one free. And that could be 10 and 10, 50 and 50. I think McCure even threw out one time 100 pizzas, 100 free. That seems like a lot of work for the folks at Mind Chef, but if you do you,
Simple
if you love
math,
pizza.
Yep.
So we need 2 callers that are going to answer 5 questions, not based on what I just said, but what we said. That's the difference.
It's been a big week.
Now, because we've been so busy, we haven't tricked out our new introduction for this, so it's going to be a little different.
That's not what's important.
It's not what's important. What's important is the numbers, 855-616-1620. 2 callers to win a WTMJ prize package. Now, last week, one of the callers, first ever 5-0. I don't expect that to happen today because there's Sandy questions mixed in the year. People are going to learn about you based on what you actually said.
We have smart people.
We do, very smart. The smartest of all the shows, just between me and you, the smartest listeners. It's not even close. It's like if you're watching on the video, we're here. The rest of them kind of, mid to, nothing against those people, but that's the reality. All right, Sandy, we're going to do this together after the news, which is next. You
Good
cool?
luck.
You up? All right, we're going to do it. That's what we said after the news.
More of WTMJ now after this.
Experience fast, affordable family fun at Elkhart Lakes Road America. With on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger when accompanied with an adult, Road America offers world-class racing and so much more. From sports cars to NASCARs. You can even host your next company picnic or family reunion. Get the full race schedule at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com or call 800-365-7223. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Ascension Medical Group Southeast Wisconsin Inc. is seeking a full-time physician neurohospitalist in Racine, Wisconsin to provide inpatient care to neurology patients. Contact Leslie O'Connell, Regional Manager, Provider Recruitment, leslie.o'connell@ascension.org.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox and Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 11:01, a high of 75 degrees today, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a pop-up storm. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. We are following some breaking news, a developing story this morning. A 55-year-old armored car guard shot and injured during a robbery outside North Shore Bank on Capitol Drive in Milwaukee. It happened a couple of hours ago. Police reporting that shooting took place around 8 when a suspect fired at the guard. Separate guard then fired at the suspect who fled the scene. It's not currently known if that suspect was hit. We'll continue to follow this developing story. Again, an armed robbery at a armed car guard outside of North Shore Bank on Capitol Drive. We'll get you all the latest right here on WTMJ. A Waukesha school teacher planning to file a lawsuit now. This after the school board voted unanimously to terminate her.
Melissa Temple was until Wednesday's hearing a first-grade teacher at Higher Elementary School. Her firing coming after she spoke out about her class not being allowed to perform the Miley Cyrus song Rainbow Land. District officials saying she violated policy, Board Clerk Carrie Kozlowski.
There were non-arbitrary and non-capricious reasons for the administration's recommendation for the termination of Ms. Temple's employment.
Temple has indicated that she will sue the district. Her attorney, Summer Masheed, after the hearing.
This is not a case about culture wars or rainbows. It's a case about constitutional rights.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
The U.S. Secret Service wrapping its investigation into the cocaine that was found at the White House earlier this month. Unfortunately, no suspect identified.
The Secret Service has closed its investigation into how cocaine ended up in the West Wing of the White House without identifying a suspect. The agency said in a statement Thursday that because there was no surveillance footage found that provided leads and because of a lack of physical evidence, the investigation could not single out a person of interest from the hundreds of individuals who passed through the vestibule area where the cocaine was found. The Secret Service did say the cocaine package was subjected to, quote, advanced fingerprint and DNA analysis by an FBI crime lab. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Looking to get things back to normal at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport after some scary moments on Wednesday. Travelers told to shelter in place because of tornado activity in the area. Passengers and airport staff packed into the terminals. Flyers were told to get off the planes they were on to get to safety. Reese Stanford was there.
Some people yelling, a lot of grousing, pretty crabby. I think overall, people were pretty good. But I think more it was just that concern of we're sitting out in the open and everyone else has left and evacuated.
The National Weather Service says a tornado did touch down near the airport when that disrupted all of those flights. No immediate reports of any injuries. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:03.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Let's face it, selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showing your home to strangers, the months it takes to get to closing. And then what do you do with the 20 years of belongings you've accumulated? There's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation, fair cash offer and close on the day you choose. We buy your home completely as is, no repairs whatsoever. Take the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole is bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. Your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Right now, the Dow is up 65 to 34,408. The NASDAQ is up 160 to 14,079. And the S&P is up 27 to 44,099. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today.
The NFL season is just weeks away. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the New York Jets, led by former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, were selected to serve as this year's team on HBO's Hard Knocks. On the other hand, the Packers are all set to report to training camp beginning July 25th. The Stars were out in Los Angeles last night for the 31st ESPY Awards, one of those stars in attendance. Bucs guard Drew Holiday, as he and his wife, soccer star Lauren, were awarded the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award for their outstanding support of Black-owned small businesses and nonprofits. And lastly, the Brewers will head out to Cincinnati to get ready for a pivotal 3-game set that will begin on Friday. As it stands right now, the Brewers trail the Reds by just one game in the National League Central. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Johnson & Sons paving time, saver traffic, very slow going right now on 43 southbound. So we have an accident right around Capitol Drive in that stretch, and because of that, you are just crawling heading south. Now, they say they have that open, at least a lane to be able to get through, but Starting to see some backups there all the way to Silver Spring in that stretch there as you're heading south on that area. So be prepared for some slowdowns heading south on 43 as you head toward Milwaukee. 94 eastbound Highway 16 to the zoo is on time, looking pretty good. That's about a 10-minute ride. You are still seeing a little bit of delay heading into the stadium interchange in that stretch there, so you'll notice that because of some work being there done. And also 41 northbound, still some road work being done. This is north of the split there, north of Richfield, before you get to Highway 60 in Washington County. So 41 north, road work being done in that stretch, moving very slowly as you lose a lane and the barrels are in place. The WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy today, a high of 75. Now there is a chance for a pop-up storm. Tonight, slight chance again for rain, partly cloudy, a low of 66. For Friday, warm and humid, chance for rain, a high of 85. Saturday, same thing, warm and humid, chance for rain, high of 84. Sunday, chance for a thunderstorm, sunny, a high of 84. Monday, sunny and a high of 80 degrees. Right now, in Milwaukee, 68. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Good morning, Wisconsin. It's WTMJ Now. News, opinions, Wisconsin. Everything you need to know in the Badger State and beyond. Come give us your thoughts on the Old National Bank talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old. Now, here's your hosts, Sandy Max and Steve Scafidi.
Yes, that's what our names are. Big voice guy, thanks very much. Sandy Max here Monday through Friday with me, 9 to noon WTMJ. So we lost our second caller, so I need somebody to call in right now, 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. John is queued up. Another caller, $30 Mine Chef gift card ready for somebody to win this.
And they're going to answer questions.
5 questions. That could change your life, I always say. How much do they know about me and you now? Because there's at least 2 Sandy questions in here.
That's what we said.
Yes.
Formerly known as That's What Steve Said.
Yeah, so 855-616-1620. Don't hesitate because we got to get started. There we go. I see the lines firing up. So we'll chat a little bit, and then so there's 5 questions, and have you ever listened to this segment before? I know you're busy during this time.
Not in a while.
Okay.
So reset the table for us to play along.
As you know, we say a lot of things about a lot of topics. It's kind of the essence of talk radio. So producers, previously Brandon, now producer Charlie, they capture some of the little nuggets, little things we say. Sometimes they're profound, sometimes they're just funny or silly. And then I take those and I craft 5 questions based on what we said.
Okay.
So there's a couple Sandy ones in here.
You put some work into this.
Yes, I did. I actually spent like 45 minutes on Thursday mornings doing this.
This is called a handcrafted show.
Yeah, because I'm here at 6 o'clock, so I do a lot of prep work for this show. Lots of prep work.
And jumping jacks.
Well, not so much of that, but... All right, we have our contestants, John and Scott. John from West Bend, Scott from Sheboygan. You'll learn something else about this. We find out about who these people are. John from West Bend. Hi, John.
Hello.
How are you on this Thursday?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Sandy alongside as well. John from West Bend. Tell us in 30 seconds or less about John from West Bend.
I'm retired. I have a job on Thursdays where I drive around cars for an auto dealer, and that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, what are you driving?
Let us keep you company.
Yeah, what are you driving there, bud?
It's just right now it's just a parts car going to different parts. Going to different dealers getting parts.
All right, you ready to play virtual baseball? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wow. It's not virtual baseball. That's what we said. I was just teasing you there, testing you.
Right.
Virtual baseball, of course. It gave me a chance to do the tease on.
All right, good luck, John.
All right, Scott from Sheboygan joins us. Scott, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
All right. What do we need to know about Scott from Sheboygan? A lot of people have asked this when I mention your name. Tell us about Scott from Sheboygan. They're curious. Fill us in.
I'm a father of 4, 2 dogs, beautiful wife, own a couple of garden centers in Sheboygan and Manitowoc, and just driving on my way to Minnesota right now.
You can pitch those garden centers. Come on, get it out.
Scotty Landscape Supply.
I love that. As a gardener landscaper, I love anybody that works in that field. And you're a busy guy. 4 kids, you said, 2 dogs, a wife. Which subset keeps you the most busy, Scott?
Definitely the wife.
Oh, I didn't expect he was going to go there. Interesting. Well, we won't delve further into your personal life, but that's a fascinating answer to that question. I always ask things for a reason, Cindy. That's what I was doing there. All right.
Okay.
Gentlemen, 5 questions that could change your life. Whoever gets the most right, here's our snappy music, our game show music, can win a $30 Mind Chef gift card, of course, our beautiful downtown Hartford location. And by the way, Thursdays, buy one pizza, get one free. All right. John, you're the home team. Scott, you're the kind of the away team. If we actually have a home and away.
He's driving away.
He's driving away, yes. John, you'll be first up. Question number 1, I'm going to read it to you. Listen carefully. 3 possible answers. Only one is correct. One of the things that I'm always excited to talk about is lawn care and landscaping. Ooh, does John have an advantage or Scott have an advantage? We'll find out. What did I say about grass cutting last week? Listen carefully. A, doesn't have to be a straight line. My wife taught me you can do curves. Women are smarter than men, even on lawn care. B, if people spend as much time on their lawn care as they do on social media, professional landscapers would go out of business. Or C, show me somebody who brags about their lawn, and I'll show you somebody who is probably missing the boat on something else.
Well, I can hear you saying all of those things.
But only one is right. John, what did I say?
B, as in boy.
John says B. Scott, professional landscape guy, what did I say?
B as well.
Oh, gentlemen. It doesn't have to be a straight line. My wife taught me. My wife,
your
Kathy,
name?
you can do curves. It looks amazing. She taught me that.
Okay.
Women are smarter than men, even on lawn care. See how I wove that all in?
You could have said any of those things, though.
I could. So they're not supposed to be easy, Sandy. These are hard questions. Now, number 2 is a Sandy Max question, so you read it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, John, Scott, I had some thoughts on reality TV shows because Melanie Ricks from 101.7 The Truth joined us on Wednesday's show. And I did confess that I do have a guilty pleasure when it comes to reality TV. Is it A, anything on HGTV? I share Steve's enthusiasm for yards and landscaping. Is it B, say yes to the dress? Because who doesn't like a good fight over a dress you're only going to wear once? Or is it C, the Real Housewives? They're just terrible to each other.
Scott, you're first up.
I'm going with C.
Say it again.
Scott says C.
C.
John?
John?
Yes. I'm going to say A.
Oh, let's find out what I said.
Here's my guilty popcorn pleasure, and I don't understand why. The Real Housewives, most of them.
Same. Which ones?
Atlanta, where they just screech at each other.
Yeah.
They are not nice to each other, and they hold grudges like it. But I lived in Atlanta for a few years, so I think that's why I started.
Why, yeah.
I'm like, I'll see some parts of the city. They're just terrible to each other.
There you go. That's a little Sandy conversation about reality TV, which I wasn't surprised by because I know you like some reality TV. But,
not much, but yeah.
And especially that one. I cannot stand that
I'm
one.
not a Bravo-holic, but I do watch some Bravo.
All right, let's take the temperature. It's Scott up 1 zip over John. John is first up. This is also a Sandy question. This is the toughest question of the 5. Take it away, Sandy.
Okay. I did go to the Harley 100th anniversary bash, and I did see Elton John perform. Which one of these things did I say? A, I thought I was going to be all crafty and sneak my way down to the front. You do not step on people's blankets when they are Harley riders from all around the world. B, what can I say? Elton John was as far away from a Harley-friendly act as you can get. Or C, it wasn't like Harley had 100 years to plan this thing.
What's the right answer? John, you're first up.
B, as in boy.
B as in boy. Scott?
I'm going with C.
Gentlemen, let's hear what
I was
Sandy
in the back
said.
of that. I thought I was going to be all crafty and sneak my way down because I've been to a general admission show or two. Oh, no. You do not step on people's blankets when they're Harley riders from around the world. You guys think I'm much snarkier. I'm really just a music fan who wanted to get down to the front of the stage.
That was the toughest question of the 5. All right, so this one on Ask Us Anything yesterday's. Question number 4, Scott is first up. Scott is up 1 zip on John for a chance to win a $30 Mind Chef gift card. On Ask Us Anything next week, every Wednesday, 11 o'clock hour, a caller asked us if either of us had ever owned a muscle car. What was Sandy's answer? So 3 possible answers. Yes, I own an exact replica of the car from Starsky and Hutch. I love that car, by the way. B, not a muscle car, but very beloved, a 1966 Volkswagen Beetle. Or C, I always wanted to own one, but I worked in radio. Couldn't afford it. What is the right answer? Scott.
Yeah, I wish I knew this, had heard this, but I'm going to go with C.
Scott says, that's 3 straight C's for Scott. Let's see how that works out for you. John, what is the right answer? Question number 4.
B.
Say it one more time.
B as in boy.
B as in boy. Ooh, we got a horse race.
But my second car, again, not a muscle car, but very beloved, a 1966 Volkswagen Beetle.
Pretty cool.
That my dad got and, taught me how to change the oil, and I loved that car.
What year was it?
Emerson, 66.
Yeah,
and it was turquoise.
Horrible in the winter. Which is very true. They're horrific in the winter. The inside of the window's iced up.
But they're wonderful cars. I even named it Emerson.
Emerson after Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
No, after the man who sold it to us.
Why?
Don't you name cars ever?
Not after the person that sold it to me.
Well, let's get back to who won the question.
All right, so John won that one. So we are tied at 1, which means the all-important 5th question. I know producer Charlie's working on a tiebreaker question if we need one, which I see him scrambling, so he doesn't have one. So let's see what happens. Let's see how it shakes out in question number 5. For some reason, we were talking about Costco.
It was because it was Amazon Prime Days. We were
That's
talking
what
about
it was,
shopping.
yes. See, I love the fact that you can reinforce.
We're here.
What I don't know, fill in the gaps, as they say.
Give it context.
All right, so I mentioned a specific purchase. What was it that I mentioned? So John is up first. 3 possible answers. We're tied at 1. A TV so big I could barely fit in my house, and it's so big you can see it from my neighbor's living room. B, a massive gazebo, all wood, metal roof. It's one of those what can't you get there items. Or C, more paper towel than you could possibly use in 5 years. It was on sale. John, what is the right answer to question number 5?
A.
A as in Albert?
Yes.
All right. Scott, what is the right answer to question number 5, A, B, or C?
Well, I'm going to go with B because I think you had a gazebo smashed in your backyard or a shed or something. So I'm going with B.
Scott nails it on question number 5. John, thanks for playing. That's what we said. Scott, you are a good listener, man. You nailed it because I had a shed fire. Nothing to do with a gazebo, but that was part of my story. I love the fact that he listened with that kind of detail. Scott, you nailed the question number 5. You win 2-1. You will win a $30 Mineshaft gift card and our hearts on this Thursday as we celebrate Sandy's first. That's what we said. Stay on the line. Producer Charlie, who was panicked over not having a tiebreaker question, I might add. He'll get all your information. Thanks for playing. That's what we said on this Thursday. Scott, good luck with your business. Have a great summer. Hopefully it rains once in a while. You've been listening, of course.
Hey, thanks.
And thanks, John. Thanks for letting us keep you company while you're in your car.
Yes, that's Sandy Max. I'm Steve. We'll take a break here. Oh, that was fun and exciting. Got to do that again next Thursday. Thanks to the Mineshaft Restaurant. They are so generous. I love their pizza. You will too. On Thursdays, 2 for 1. Go find out for yourself. Beautiful downtown Hartford. Quick break here. I actually have bought some pretty interesting things at Costco, including
I'm sure
a massive gazebo, all wood, metal roof at Costco.
I believe it. I mean, that's one of those what can't you get there.
More of WTMJ now after this. They say baseball's a numbers game.
I really struggled with math.
Well, let's keep it simple.
Throw me some numbers.
Start with a hot brat and a cold brew. Add Brewers baseball on WTMJ.
Swing and a drive to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Go!
And repeat the formula all season long.
Oh, baby.
We are the home of your Milwaukee Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. ECU.com, easiest way to find them. I did. I joined last year. Love working with educators. You can achieve your financial dreams faster at Educators Credit Union, whether you're dreaming of opening your own small business. A lot of people do that. Financing the cost of college, smart thing to do. Buying a car, Sandy was just talking about that. Paying for your wedding, good luck with that. Educators Credit Union is by your side with better rates, lower fees, and award-winning member services designed to help turn your financial dreams into reality. Learn more at ECU.com like I did. Join us. Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in southeastern Wisconsin, and of course, federally insured by NCUA.
Still writing, Jason?
About how Capital Man is repairing everybody's AC same day. What you got? Capital Man confronts his arch nemesis, Major Breakdown.
Major Breakdown?
Yes, listen. It doesn't matter how many air conditioners you hit with your breakdown beam breakdown.
This is gold.
You're no match for Capital Man's same-day repairs 7 days a week. Major Breakdown laughs. Ha ha ha! There are too many ACs breaking down across Milwaukee. You'll never keep up.
Oh, man.
Capital Man yells, Capital League, assemble! And dozens of Capital Tech superheroes appear as Capital Man says, you're outnumbered.
Then it should be like, no! As he blasts him into space.
And it ends with all the broken air conditioners repaired and blowing strong.
Capital Man and his friends looked down at the city they love.
And started singing.
Same day repair, 7 days a week. Same day repair, 7 days.
Call Capital to repair your air conditioner same day, 7 days a week. Online at callcapitalcares.com.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ Now.
Steve and Sandy on this Thursday edition. Now, we have another giveaway. We're just generous like crazy on this show. My goodness. Tell us about it, Sandy Max.
Yeah, I just have to laugh. The back patting is just
that's why
cringy.
People point that out to me. Well, you pat yourself on the back, because no one else is doing it, Sandy. That's the direct response. No one else.
Well, the good news is today and tomorrow you have chances to win tickets to a unique experience. Coming to the Riverside Theater December 28th, it's a special screening of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation movie featuring Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase will be there for a live Q&A after the movie. Colorful character,
wild
comedy
guy.
legend,
Yes.
and you can ask him anything you want about the movie. Usually how these things work, you have to write down a question on a card.
Yes.
You won't just stand up in a line in the aisle and ask him things, but you have access to see Chevy Chase in person and maybe get one of your questions answered.
And I know this. He will tell you what he thinks about your question.
Yes, he will. He is not a shy man the older he gets.
No.
So if you'd like to win a pair of tickets to see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with a Q&A with Chevy Chase on December 28th at the Riverside Theater, caller 12 right now on the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Caller 12 wins a free pair of tickets, and you'll get another chance to win tickets tomorrow on WTMJ Now.
So Harley Homecoming is happening this weekend. It's actually started.
It has already begun. Yesterday, there were a couple of rides around town, parking in the parking garage here at 3rd Street Market Hall.
There's bikes
Rows of motorcycles.
Yes.
It's fun to see people coming down.
And I was like getting out of my truck because right next to me was like 6 exquisite Harleys. And I was
don't
like,
want to tap one of them and
I've seen
knock
that in
them all
movies
down in a
where,
row.
it's like just a waterfall of Harleys. Did not want to be that guy, so I was very careful getting out of my truck because I have big doors in that truck, and I was very careful. Now,
always be careful of motorcycles, whether they're parked or whether they're on the road.
Yeah, that's
looking
a serious
out for
one.
them.
Yeah,
but
keep your eyes peeled. Don't be whipping through intersections without looking.
Many Harley Davidsons are a work of art. They are customized. You don't want to scratch one at all.
And that's like Milwaukee royalty, right? Harley. It's one of the class companies. We're known for it. No matter if I go to France, I can see Harley dealerships, and they're popular as heck over there. It's just the Milwaukee brand is so popular.
You will see people with leather vests on from countries all around the world this weekend,
which is amazing.
It's exciting. It's a sense of pride here, and 120 years for anyone to be in business for 120 years in an industry that has evolved.
Yeah, there's so many choices now with those kind of bikes.
Transportation, right?
Yeah. So we're efforting, which is not a word, by the way. Did you know that?
I do know that.
I love
trying. Why is trying?
I'd like the sound of efforting better, so I continue to use it. Even though whenever I say efforting, people send me emails that say, "Why are you using a word that doesn't exist?" Because I like to say it.
It flows off your tongue.
Yes,
okay.
And there's really, there's really no rules for radio. I mean, there's English language rules and grammar rules, but if I want to say it, I can say it. Like, what'd you say the other day? Clack-a-lacka or something like that?
I was describing the sound of croquet balls. So, yes, I said crack-a-lacka.
Yes. All right. So
that's onomatopoeia, I believe, when you make a word that is a sound.
I learned something today, which is.
So we go back to the Harley
yes.
homecoming. Brandon Snide, who you know and you hear here on sports and has produced Steve Scaffidi's show in the past, Harley lover, Harley owner, and he is just grinning from ear to ear, and he's going to be all over at the local 6. He is everywhere.
We're trying to track him down.
I think he was planning on going to the House of Harley, and if we can connect with him, he will give us a live report on maybe some experiences and some motorcycles that he's seeing.
And also, pending all of that, we're debuting here, but not debuting on the station because you've done this before.
On Wisconsin's Afternoon News, we call it What's on Tap, an event guide. Maybe some other entertainment ideas to help you make the most of your summer weekend.
I'm fascinated by this because I'm curious to see what you picked. I probably know some of them, but there's always the little nuggets you throw in, I think.
These aren't the only things to do or the ultimate things to do,
but you go.
Just suggestions.
All right, we're told we need to take a break. We're efforting for producer Brandon Snide, now big-time sports guy, now whatever, Harley enthusiast. And what's on tap coming up? Still got a good solid half hour of the program. WTMJ Now with Sandy and Steve. Let's take a break.
More of WTMJ Now after this. The WTMJ Classic is here, July 24th at Lac La Belle, benefiting Best Buddies Wisconsin. You can help by bidding on the awesome items up for grabs. Check them out at WTMJ.com or text BID to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Thank you to all of our great partners. The Club at Lac La Belle, Gruber Law Offices, Wilkie's Milwaukee Florist, Lacey Ford, and CBRE Wisconsin.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek telling you about the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. It's the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. It's a state-of-the-art facility providing doggy daycare, boarding, and professional grooming services all on site. Hang out with your dog or without and enjoy time at their indoor-outdoor tavern connected to the dog park. Fun, happy, clean, and safe. They even have trained handlers on site at all times. Visit thehoundsandtap.com for more details. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
You wanted lower prices? Fleet Farm's got them. Like KT Nut and Fruit Blend, now only $32.99 for a 20-pound bag. Or how about $3.49 a quart for Resolute Conventional or Synthetic Blend Motor Oil? Also, Resolute Classic Green Antifreeze is now just $10.99 a gallon. And control summer weeds with Gordon's Amine 240 Weed Killer. 2.5 gallons, now only $69.99. Look for new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life with price drops at Fleet Farm.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
It's WTMJ Now.
If you're at it or hanging around Harley's homecoming, shoot us a text. Just what you're seeing, why you're here, what you're excited about. This is a big deal for Milwaukee.
Massive.
Yeah.
And it's a real pride point, and I'd be interested to certainly know where people are gathering, whether it's different dealerships, if it's a HD museum, if it's one of our local bars. Let us know, where you're hanging out, visiting, making new friends, hanging out with old friends. Let us know what your HD experience is.
Yeah, as much as it's about the bikes, it's also about the people you meet.
Indeed.
You know, and the motorcycle enthusiasts, the Harley enthusiasts I've met so many of them. I've been to the Harley Museum a number of times. What's the great restaurant down there?
Motor.
Yeah. I met some listeners there. Fantastic place. Venue is amazing, and that's going to be one of the many places in our community, greater community, that's going to have all these cool events. Thousands of people showing up, some from other countries for this stuff.
Very much, yes.
And I love what Mel Rick said yesterday. Remember? Talking about she's like the ambassador for all those people who can't be here.
That's going to be her job, yeah. Doing social screen time for people who couldn't make it here that work at Harley-Davidson. That FOMO is going to be strong.
Yes.
Let us know your Harley-Davidson experience. You always call us or text us on the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Old National Bank, get old.
I love when people say nice things, because who doesn't? And we're not going to do a lot of this, but Chris from Hartford says, I love the Sandy and Steve platform. It's a show, WTMJ Now. So, you know, I love the fact that people are connecting, because that's the cool part about this relationship and this show. We're always going to encourage that. We started the show talking a little bit about that. You are always able to get on this program. You can get a text on 855-616-1620. You can call the program. It's some great calls today. We just had 2 great callers for That's What We Said, the sort of the newer hip version of That's What Steve Said. We're still working on some of all those details to make the beginning sound a little smarter. So thanks for the nice comments. I love doing radio. You've been in the business for how long?
Well, this is one of those longer than I'd like to quantify, but we'll just say the 1990s, and I was at Marquette, so I got very involved in student-run media there, and then my first real commercial radio job was at 93 QFM, the rock station, while I was still attending Marquette. It's been a while.
You had and have an impressive radio resume, because you not only set goals, you like accomplished those goals when it comes to radio. I love that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I'm proud of the things I've accomplished so far, and I'm glad that I've made my parents proud. That's always key.
So day 3, are you sick of me yet or no?
No, but I am picking up on some things, like your back padding.
Oh, yes.
I'm not a fan of your back padding, and I'm not a fan of you heckling our teammates and mischaracterizing them.
It's all
I don't
good
know
fun.
that it comes across as good fun.
And if you listen to Steve Rule of the World, much of what I do with the back padding is tongue-in-cheek. Because trust me, it is. So
Very good.
I have fun with it. Although whatever. See,
no,
I couldn't
not
resist.
sick of you, enjoying you, and also enjoying, but just to reiterate what Steve was saying, WTMJ Now, News Opinions Wisconsin is what NOW stands for, and that Wisconsin experience is what we want to bring to you. So your experiences are important. That's why we encourage you to participate. And we have listeners that can stream from all around the country and all around the world. And sharing that Wisconsin experience is even more important, because we are a very important state in this country.
Absolutely. And I always tell the folks who are long-distance listeners, share with us where you're listening from, how you're consuming us. And if we can, we'll get it on the show. I love that connection. All right, we'll take a break. And hopefully we got Brandon. Otherwise, What's on Tap's coming up. And it's truly What's on Tap. What's happening in our neck of the woods here in Wisconsin. Hopefully things are great where you are. Thanks for tuning in today on WTMJ Now.
Sandy and Steve will be back after this.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
If Hasselus Mattress is employee-free, then who are you?
I'm the manager.
But your stores don't have employees.
Right. Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
So what else do you do?
Through Monday, I'm giving away free box springs with the purchase of a new Beauty Rest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress.
You can do that?
Sure.
Won't the boss get mad?
What boss?
Oh, right.
Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's summer pet care sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on the pet food and supplies you need to keep animals happy and healthy all summer long. Like 25% off select dog and cat toys. Assorted collars, leashes, and harnesses for cats or dogs are 20% off. Save $3 on select sizes of Diamond or Diamond Naturals dog food, in-store only. Plus, don't miss summer doorbusters, like a 20-inch white box fan, just $19.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368. This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickert. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Need some activities to do this weekend? We've got you covered. This is What's on Tap.
Sandy and Steve in the 11 o'clock hour here on WTMJ. You're listening to WTMJ now. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. So a lot of people wondering, Sandy Max, what am I doing this weekend? We know Harley Homecoming is happening, but there's a lot of other stuff happening as well.
We got some suggestions for you. We call it What's on Tap. You can always go to WTMJ.com and get more info on these suggestions if they sound good to you. Harley's French Fun, Fish Fun, and Classic Rock this weekend on What's on Tap. Yes, the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival now through Sunday all around the Milwaukee area. The main celebration is in Veterans Park. Concerts, Green Day headlining Friday, Foo Fighters on Saturday. I guarantee you the Foo Fighters show is just absolutely going to rock. And more rallies and gatherings are all around town. Harley-Davidson Museum downtown, and also what we call the local 6 dealerships. Milwaukee, Kenosha, West Bend, Thiensville, Oconomowoc, plenty of live music and entertainment. And if you want to really see a fantastic display of all these motorcycles, the Harley-Davidson Parade, Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. It's going to travel from American Family Field down Blue Mound Road to Wisconsin to Prospect and ends after crossing the Mason Street Bridge. So that's going to be a lot of rumbling through the city for that parade on Sunday.
I've seen that before. It's an amazing sight. And the weather looks like it's going to be pretty good.
I certainly hope so. And then Bastille Days, the annual celebration of all things French, kicks off today. Thursday through Sunday at Milwaukee's Cathedral Square Park. Feel that ambiance.
Nice mood setter there. Love that.
The annual celebration of all things French. It is the 40th anniversary of the festival. Arts, crafts, live music. It's one of the more unique festivals in town. And at 9 o'clock tonight, you will see lots of running through the streets of downtown and Storm the Bastille 5K run.
And they brought back the Eiffel Tower.
Yes, last year they had to have an inflatable Eiffel Tower because the more authentic looking one, I still kind of call it the rickety one, but the one that looks more like the Eiffel Tower was getting refurbished last year. So you will now be able to take your selfie and have it look like a little bit of Paris in Milwaukee.
And a fun fact for you?
Yes.
One of my first remote broadcasts from that fair.
There's a lot of affection for Bastille Days.
Oh, it's the best. It is fun. Food's amazing. Company's great.
Cathedral Square Park now through Sunday. And then one of my favorite events that went away for a little bit is Port Fish Day. Thursday through Saturday in Port Washington. It's a fun event. The last time I went, was at least 5 or 6 years ago. And they stopped having it for a little bit. Not just because of the pandemic. They stopped having it before that. But there were like pirate bands. It's just a real celebration of the lakefront in Port Washington, and live music, a beer garden, arts and crafts to browse, a car show, and there'll be a parade downtown Saturday at 11 a.m. in Port Washington, and fireworks Saturday night.
Everybody loves fireworks. And Port Washington, kind of an undiscovered treasure for a lot of people. They just drive by on I-43, never stop. Amazing little community.
Wonderful shops.
Oh, yeah.
I'm spacing out on the chocolate shop that's there. Chocolate Chisel is a delightful place to indulge in artisan chocolates.
Who doesn't like chocolate?
I know. We feature them on the arts page. They're really creative and delicious.
Dark chocolate or regular chocolate, milk chocolate?
I prefer a dark chocolate,
As
if you're
do
asking
I.
me.
So you're smarter.
And then classic rockers Ann Wilson of Heart and Starship with Mickey Thomas Saturday at Mequon's Gathering on the Green.
Good job, Mequon.
Yeah.
So Ann Wilson of Hearts playing in Mequon.
She has such an incredible presence and a just unmistakable voice. She's so good that, do you remember when she did a Led Zeppelin cover?
Yes.
And Robert Plant is weeping at how great she sang. That's how impressive Ann Wilson is. I can vouch. I've seen her in concert. That's Saturday night. And Starship with Mickey Thomas, an original member of the band, are the opening act. Reserve tickets, lawn tickets available for this show at Rotary Park at Mequon's Gathering on the Green.
I saw Jefferson Starship in Lake Tahoe in 1984 with Grace Slick. Amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
Grace Slick is now not with Starship.
Right.
That's why I mentioned Mickey Thomas. But if you enjoy their music, you know they've got somebody who can sing as impressively or of the caliber of Grace Slick.
How did Mequon wrangle those folks for this?
Gathering on the Green has had Cheap Trick. They've had a lot of really good bands in the summertime. So
I'll give it up to Mequon.
They've got a good tradition there. So that is what's on tap. You can check out those suggestions at WTMJ.com if any of those sound interesting to you, no matter what you do this weekend, because there's Lavender Fest in Menominee Falls. There are lots of things going on. Have a great weekend.
I love that. That's a great new segment.
Oh, you're welcome.
I learned something, too.
My pleasure.
Which is nice. Thank you, Sandy Max. All right, we've finally got the elusive big-time sports guy, former producer, Harley enthusiast, Brandon Snide. We're going to talk to him after this break right here on WTMJ Now.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
Where are we putting that money, and why are we putting it there? At Financial Strategies, you'll get answers to those questions to understand our approach. And the answers are going to be based on what we've learned about you. We're very engaged with our clients so that what we do for them fits their particular needs. But there are other things that we do that are equally important to the investment management portion of our services. I can't express how important it is to control the things you can control. At the end of the day, most investment managers will end up yielding similar overall returns. But knowing how to manage them wisely to avoid your nest egg being eaten away by the tax man, all legally of course, well, that's what I truly believe sets us apart. This is Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi for Advent. I talked about it earlier, snoring issues, tossing and turning. Nobody wants to live like that, and you certainly don't want to sleep like that. And it leads to tired, grouchy mornings, whether you're doing radio, whether you're doing anything else. I did something about it. I went to Advent, a quick 30-minute visit, talked to their docs. Their buildings and facilities are amazing, state-of-the-art. We did a really simple sleep study at home in my own bed, very easy. They determined the cause of my problem, sinuses and nasal passage in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle before I went to Advent. They figured it out for me. And now my wife and I, Kathy and I, sleeping as well as we've ever slept. Again, last night, 7.5 hours, solid, straight sleep. That can be you. If you struggle like I did, take the time. See how Advent can help you. Find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better. Go to adventknows.com and schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
We've been doing this for quite some time, so we know the value of solid wood furniture. But we found that using solid hardwood laminates actually make for sturdier, more versatile furniture frames. Frames on the Ken Michaels furniture line are cross-grained, so weak spots like wood knots are eliminated. And unlike natural wood frames, ours don't expand and contract. So they're more durable, stronger, and of course, they last longer. Furniture for life at Ken Michaels Furniture Stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. The highest quality, flippable, 2-sided mattresses your money can buy. And making Milwaukee mattresses flippable since we started is one reason why our customers tell us they last a good 15 to 20 years. The other happens to be that we don't cut corners on the materials we use to manufacture them. Find them at factory direct pricing for hundreds less than premium national mattress brands at our Ken Michaels Furniture Stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee, where no middleman means no extra markup and real savings for you.
WTMJ Now.
All right, we teased it. We've talked about it. He's famous now. Big-time sports guy, Brandon Snide, joining us on the phone. Hi, Brandon.
Famous now? I don't know about that.
You don't know? Where are you at right now? Where are you at?
We're over here on Layton, 60th and Layton, Steve, over at the House of Harley. It is, I thought I'd get here a little bit early and things would kind of be quiet. No, this place is packed.
Quiet.
Packed. Yeah.
Quiet is not a word I use for the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival.
Sure. But, a Thursday early afternoon, people maybe still be working. No, it's It's absolutely packed. My bike is sitting next to a group from Montana. They made the drive from Montana over here to Milwaukee. And about an hour ago, there was the world's first ever 2023 CDO Road Glide went off the dealership floor, the first in the world to be sold. So it was some historic moment here at the House of Harley. We got vendors just lined up, you name it, live music, food, the grills are hot. It's incredible. And there's no sun right now, and not the worst thing in the world. It's perfect weather out here.
Did you say grills are hot or girls are hot? What was the terminology?
I would say both.
Okay.
To be,
it is the homecoming, so.
I'll be honest with you, Steve. I'll say both. It is great. The grills are hot, though. Grills are hot, and the band is getting ready. The band is they're on stage. They're getting ready to kick off here in about 20 minutes for live music, starting at noon already.
Brandon,
so it's incredible.
Did you chat with the Montana riders at all?
I didn't see them. When I left work this morning, that was the other mistake I made, Sandy. I thought, traffic would be pretty good. No, the complete opposite. I was stuck in traffic all the way through downtown into the south side. I was not able to chat with them. I can see their license plate. So they're next to me. But no, I have not been able to chat with them. Chatted with a few people that I know that are off work today. They took off work or took off for the whole weekend. Like I have smart people did that. So.
Enjoy it fully. When you say stuck in traffic, was that because of Harley motorcycles, or was that rain related, or just regular traffic?
No, I think it's just a lot of out of towners. It's a lot of people out of town. The hotels downtown, right by 3rd Street Market Hall, all of them are packed with bikes on the outside of them. Parked on the outside. It's just. All the way down Layton, the hotels are packed. They have just a heads up if anybody out there is driving to Layton, or maybe they want to come to the House of Harley. You cannot park your car at the House of Harley. You have to go to Greenfield High School. So you got to walk about a block or two. They have a chunk of 60th and Layton, and they own it. The House of Harley right now, they got it blocked off, and only bikes can enter outside the dealership. Cars and vehicles have to park at Greenfield High School. They're expecting the numbers to just keep rising all weekend out here. It's awesome.
Sports guy Brandon Snide joining us from House of Harley, one of the big 6 parties, kind of the dealership parties that are, a linchpin of all of this Harley homecoming. I remember when you bought your Harley. Have you bought one or two since I've known you?
I have bought 2.
That's what I thought.
You buy the first one. Yeah, I bought the first one, and then I bought one. I needed something a little bit better about 6 months later. So this is my second one.
All right. So for the Harley fans out there, what are you currently riding?
I am on a 2020 Road Glide. 2020 Road Glide. It's got the sound system. Driving down Layton Avenue, listening to my AC/DC, enjoying life, It's a sense of pride too. I think when you ride through these streets, for somebody that's born here, raised here, grew up here, all that stuff. To see people from Montana. I saw people from Montana. Louisiana, people from South America are on their way here. They're taking the Route 66 they landed in Los Angeles. They're taking Route 66 here. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, coming to our city, coming to our town to celebrate Harley Davidson, which is us, and a sense of pride. You get goosebumps just talking about it, at least for me, that this is us. This is ours. This is ours. And you see all these people coming out here. It means something. So it's incredible. It's a great feeling. Even if you're not a Harley rider, you don't even have to be a Harley rider. I mean, there's so much going on. I'll be down at the museum tomorrow. Every dealership pretty much in southeastern Wisconsin is having a party, live music everywhere, and it's Milwaukee heritage. You cannot get any better than that.
And Brandon, you make a great point, because I'm not a Harley rider, but I have been to Harley-Davidson Museum several times, and anytime you're at Motor and you just see so many motorcycles lined up, but the creativity and the customizing of the bikes is fascinating to me as a way of expression. And have you seen any super cool, souped-up Harleys where you are yet?
Oh, they're all over. I mean, big front tires, big wide back tires, sound systems you could probably hear across the lake. Really cool paint jobs. I mean, every bike is a story. Every bike is a story. Every bike has a story behind it, has a rider on it who has a story, and a lot of airbrush designs, which are really cool to see, especially if you go down to the museum. I mean, I don't know what the cost is to get into the museum, but they actually have the Captain America bike that they used in the movie down at the museum, which is really cool to go check out. So all the bikes in the museum from the startup, to 1903 all the way up until we are now, they have a line of their, evolution. But yeah, to answer your question, Sandy, every bike to me is cool. So, I might be the wrong person to ask, but every bike to me is cool, but there are a lot of unique bikes, and this is where people want to show them out. This is where bikers are at right now. This is the hub, the worldwide hub right now is happening in Milwaukee.
Brandon is in Harley heaven as he celebrates Harley's homecoming. Yes. We'll check in with you tomorrow, probably out and about somewhere in our great city as we celebrate. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. No surprise, he's having a blast already. He's just getting started.
I love that. And he's going to be the right ambassador for people who do meet him.
He's an enthusiastic Harley rider because I remember when he bought the first one. I remember when he bought that. That's why I'm pretty sure he bought a second one, and he's like an expert on it now, as they all are, right? And I've been to House of Harley. I've emceed events there. It's a fantastic place to hang out. A little tricky with the getting in and out of stuff because there's so many motorcycles, so much traffic, out of towners. We said it before. We'll say it again. I said it yesterday too. Be careful. Just keep an eye out for the riders. Anybody moving around. A lot of pedestrians in some areas. So just be safe. This is a fun, positive weekend, and as I said earlier, a celebration of Milwaukee and Harley. Love it.
Long-standing business. Lots to be proud of.
All right. She's Sandy. I'm Steve. We'll see what Jeff Wagner is going to talk about after this on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this. Summerfest is in the books, and what a fest it was. Thank you for coming out to see us inside the Fellow Windows and Doors mobile studio next to the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone.
What do you think of Summerfest and this whole deal?
I'm enjoying it. This is a really cool place. You don't see this kind of stuff here back